I don't like to rush games, and that's just not how I run games. But not only that, one shots themselves, they don't always finish, and I have to always manage that expectation at the start. If we aren't able to finish the one shot that I have prepared, then what we will do is we'll epilogue it right at the end there. Okay, I think that's all of it. Oh, you guys are also immune to cold, so there's that. Okay, I think that we can get
too
this
cold, but not the cold, which will be important.
Yes.
Nor emotional cold. I don't think there's immunity for that.
Mm.
Just be aware, yeah.
Just said
All
Yana
right.
suffers quite a lot for that. Emotional
Turn
cold.
the kill off for now because we've been listening to that ominous tone for a while now.
Spook's
Let's try
solid.
this one. All right,
Oh.
let us begin.
I was just waiting for the trumpet solo.
You are giants, a proud race whose history is larger than yourselves. 40,000 years have passed since the era of Asteria, where your people ruled over half of Faerun. Though time ravages all and has left your people almost extinct, there are only 600 giants still in existence in the lands of Faerun. You are governed by the Ordning, which is only in recent days was restored after a conspiracy was revealed. Though you don't know all the details, you know that dragons were at the center of it all. You and your fellow giantkin have traveled north to the realm of ice. It is named aptly as Icewind Dale. For many of the people of Faerun, Icewind Dale would serve as a harsh environment, even for other giantkin. But for you all, this place is a paradise. The cold air invigorates you. You have traveled many moons from your home to find a frost giant named Garagai. You now stalk a herd of giant elk in hopes of a hearty meal before the last leg of your journey. If you miss this meal, you won't eat for the night. All right. You all look on beyond the ice expanse, and there the herd. They're cautious, but this isn't the first time you've hunted giant elk before. These creatures are even as big compared to you. For the smallest folk, they would stand taller than buildings. The stage is yours. What would you like to do?
If any giant knows my giant, which is all of you, you will see that I am frantically trying to hold something in so that I don't scare away all of these elk. I am just woolly woolen mammoth like cloak just around myself and just holding in the biggest sneeze that would break the eardrums of anything smaller than us. But I'm trying to keep as silent as possible if we really need these elk.
I pass Avalanche a hanky.
Yeah. Keep it in.
Yours sees that happening, looks over to Avalanche, gives him a little grim look, and as well as Sledge, just hands him one new handkerchief, one particularly pretty one that he got from his last round of getting tissues, and focuses his mind once more on the herd. He's a ranger, and he specializes in hunting beasts. So he, even though he's smaller than the rest, has that little bit of feeling that he needs to take over in this. So he looks up to everyone and tries to close the gap between themselves and the herd, even a bit more, to get a better look.
A very heavy hand is set on the woolly mammoth's pelt. There you see staring at you a giant who wears the large frost dragon skull. At his side, you can see very well-made hand axes, which have knots worked into their form, very fine weapons. A big, heavy white beard hangs heavy and clutches to the cold of this place.
You do not sneeze here. You understand this? Do not do it.
He looks back towards another one of the giants.
I will break off an icicle off the out of one of the nostrils.
Who does this giant look to? You all know this giant as Harshnag.
Gonna say, if that was Garagai, this would have been a very short adventure.
We're done.
And
Finished.
scene.
Did it.
I will lift. Niall reaches forward and pulls up a big rock and basically turns to Juice and goes, 3, 2, I'm waiting for your impulse.
Now, hold yourself. We must come up with a plan before we go and take down the elk. If we run in like the fire giants would, we will lose our Mira.
Looks back towards another one of the giants that haven't been described yet.
How do you think we should approach this?
So Grummus is just standing there. He's kind of very round in every place possible on his body, and he has a huge beard, huge hair. You can barely see his face, and he has a little drum, and he's just kind of impatiently tapping it, and he's like, I don't know. It's really cold in the snow. And he just looks around happily at everybody that he came up with a rhyme.
Harshnag smirks and nods.
Your song will ring true, and we will be inspired by it. You are quiet. What do you think we should do?
And looks to the last giant be introduced.
Said I've lost track.
Sorry, was there one that has everyone actually introduced themselves? I'm miscounting.
I offered someone a hanky. Who else?
Oh, Dredger.
Oh, yes.
Dredger's trying to just kind of standing there and watching everything, and he's looking at the meal and he's watching everyone. And I'm not one for stealth, but if we go, I can hit one with my head twice.
Very well. We will get as close as possible. And when we are in striking distance, we will all charge in. Perhaps some of you could throw rocks at them.
No, I can throw rocks. I've got a good rock throwing arm. Everyone else can throw rocks.
Until we are ready.
My character will pull out a colossal longbow and aim it up.
All right. Can I get a stealth check from everyone?
Ooh.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Ooh.
How close do you guys want to get? Also, I'm using my mammoth ivory dice tonight because it shoots.
Now, if you roll it on, okay, so but I roll with disadvantage, so
I have a 30.
You did. You too. You got a natural one as well.
Dirty one. I got a 2 minus 1.
Okay, cool.
I got
I
it
got a
with
natural 1 for a total of 3.
I got a 15, so I'm looking great.
I got a
Good going,
17.
guys.
There was another natural one. Okay, so I got a natural one. You got a natural one, and then we also got a dirty one.
I got a dirty one. It's
All
because Sledge
That's
actually
fine.
clinks slightly, very suspiciously.
Yeah.
Like he's got some chainmail hidden under his leathers.
You guys get fairly close with Harshnag pushing forward, and Harshnag slips on the ice, which is very surprising for a frost giant. He kicks out, his body hits heavy, and then you one by one you all pile in on each other.
Except for the 2 rangers who are sticking back.
Yeah, exactly. So what we'll do is now.
Can I make an athletics check not to fall down?
What did you get on your stealth?
13.
You're fine. So you didn't fall down.
Sweet.
All right. As
This
that
this
noise,
is playing out very differently to how I thought this
Yeah.
would go, because my character has disadvantage on the stealth check. He's holding back another sneeze and then just lets it go out with a slow breath, and then everything else makes noise.
All right. It's amazing. I can't believe that these guys are the ones that, as that collision happens, the cry rings out towards across the ice plane. You see the elks alerted.
No!
Peg.
Attack now!
Peg.
Yep.
Roll for initiative.
Shoot.
Hey.
Oh.
20 on the dice.
Oh, now we roll good. Okay.
Oh, now I
Hey,
rolled
had
bad.
I had a 13
Oh, not.
before.
How
Nat
many
20.
ones do we have? Jesus Christ.
I mixed it up and I decided instead of a 1 this time, I'd roll a 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
I joined the party with a 1.
Excellent.
Total of 3, you know.
I have an 11.
Amazing. All right. Going down the line. Juice.
11.
11. Grummus.
3.
3. Dredger.
21.
All right. Slay.
Oh, Sledge?
The sledge. So sorry, I got S-L-E-J.
Uno. 1.
Oh, no. 1. Nyal.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Avalanche.
22.
22.
What?
Yeah. Nat 20 plus 2.
Nice.
Oh my.
All right. What are you going to get, Harshnag?
More like
Well,
partially snagged on
18.
that bit of ground. I don't know.
It's
All right.
work in progress.
My character is not a bard.
As you say that, Grummus just kind of takes out a little notebook and he's like, "Oh, that's a good one." So he writes it down.
It's got harsh, it's got nag.
All right. Bring you over here. Yes. First up, Avalanche, followed by Dredger. Please use linkers and be descriptive. Enjoy your time here in this combat. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Avalanche is not a bard. He is, however, a ranger. And so seeing Harshnag slide down the hill and give him a perfect view of all the elk, he is going to let off 2 quick arrow shots. And with each shot, I will use my my Hunter's Prey Horde Breaker to, when I attack one elk, try to attack the elk immediately behind it, just skewer 2 elk together into a makeshift shish kebab.
Hells yeah, get it. Make an attack roll.
Yep, so sure. First attack with the first arrow is a nat 1. But let's see if the Horde Breaker pierces the elk behind it. It does with a natural 20.
Oh, that's what we wanted to see.
Nice.
Okay, I want to put in a hook there, perhaps with that natural 1. It's a sneeze.
Yeah, I mean, now that I'm not holding back, they're all sneezes.
Okay, all right.
That's
Please describe your natural 20. Jeez.
Sure. I mean, I was aiming for the elk like in front, and it bounded out of the way, and then there's this really meaty, sluggish elk that hasn't even started moving yet, just as round as it is long, and it's even got like a fur pattern that looks like an arrow.
Get it.
Like
All
a
right.
target just on the side.
You see this tree trunk of an arrow fly out towards the giant elk. As it pierces through the howling winds, it has vicious intent aimed at the creature. Roll damage. I think, should we do brutals for the players that have played with me before?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
You
I mean,
you get
first
instant crit,
20,
you get
so-
instant. No, it'll be too nuts. No, let's just not do brutals. Instead,
Okay.
let's just double the dice. So, like
So
I
it would
said,
no-
it's
it would
giant
normal-
weapons.
Yep.
You have 3 times the dice, and then now you have 2 times that.
So wait, it would normally be on a normal crit. It
So you
would
have
be
6.
6d8.
Yeah.
So 6d8.
Yeah.
Let's roll that.
That's
And then-
absurd.
And
That's
then
a
plus
big-
Oh,
plus
You're
2.
Big
playing
arrow.
giants, and you're hunting giant elk.
So
Let's
20,
be
25?
25.
Or is that also with like double the extra dex
No.
that goes on top
No,
of
no,
it?
no.
No.
Just the dice.
Okay. So
25. All right.
25.
All right, you do see it pierce the hide of the giant elk and go run it straight through. It starts to wobble and then it hits the other one and drags its arrowhead across its pelt. It splices open and hits the snowy ground with heavy and wet, hot blood. All right.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And so
Cool.
with my next attack, I'll shoot the one next to it and try to get 2 more elk skewered together.
Get it.
So the first attack
So-
is an 11.
An 11?
Yeah.
All right. That does not hit. You see that giant arrow fly off in the distance and hit and chip ice. You see debris kicked off in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, is one of that debris another elk? As I try and again, I miss the first one and try and hit the second one with a 22.
That hits.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So that's 3d8. Roll or not? Sorry, I'm not used to trying to manually roll the dice on D&D Beyond. So that is 12 damage.
12 damage. All right. Your arrow nicks it again, causing it to bleed even more, but it is still standing. Next up, we have Dredger. Please use linkers and be descriptive.
Alrighty. So, you might have said before, but I must have misheard. How far between us and the elk?
You can make it in within range. I also forgot to mention, you guys all have 40 feet of movement base speed, so you should be able to move up there.
Outstanding.
Yes.
So the 40 feet.
Yes. For the
Cool.
first, the closest in the pack. Yeah.
Cool. Well, in that case, Dredger is going to move his full movement fast and come in and at the first elk, come up and try and headbutt it.
Hells yeah, get it.
Now, let's have a look here. Roll to attack. Roll to headbutt.
Get it. What'd you get?
1!
No.
We're rolling in the 1s and the 20s this game.
There's just
Okay.
no in between.
It's a min-max game,
No.
but not by choice.
I usually don't run botches, but it's a one shot, and I'm going.
Please
to,
do.
so-
Please do.
There's a reason
All
why
right.
you are the
I
dreaded
headbutt
GM.
a tree by mistake or
No,
something.
what you do is you reach out to grab it by the elk horns and miss. As it does, it rears up, and it's going to make a hoof attack against you.
Go for it.
All right. That will be.
If there's any justice in this world, that would have been a 20 and you would have gotten a scar.
That's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that gets me.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming that you use your bonus action for rage. So you would be raging right now, yes?
I can do. Yes,
so,
of course.
Yeah,
of course,
you definitely
of
want to.
course.
So, yeah. You will have your damage halved if it's physical, and it is. You are going to take 14 bludgeoning damage. You manage to stay a lot of the blow by it's making it a glancing blow. It hits the ice very hard, and you see more debris kick out. That would have hurt if it rolled higher. All right. You should have extra attack because you are level 7, so you can make another attack as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Given that I was sort of moving because it was a 40 movement, not a run. I'm right to draw a hand axe. I'm supposing.
Yeah, you can interact with one weapon. One item per turn. So you can definitely draw another hand axe if you'd like.
Hand axe, and I'm gonna have at it.
Get it. Okay. Make an attack roll. Good luck.
Oh, rolled off the table. Yeah.
All right. On deck, we have Nyal.
Right.
Oh,
26.
we still got his turn. You're just on deck. You'll be next. 26. That definitely hits. Roll damage. It should be 3d6 plus strength mod, which is huge.
Oh, we've got 11, 13 plus strength mod 13 is 26.
26. Okay. The smell of blood from being hit by an arrow from your friend Avalanche makes you kick into this primal rage. You grab your axe, you plant it straight between the brow and split the skull. It hits the ground with a heavy thwack. There's just steaming blood and ice below you now. You look awesome. Okay, next up, Nyal.
Right. So basically, our leader and I, we both went, time that you fell on some ice, he said. I'll reach down, hoik up 2 large shards of that broken ice, and just discus them at high speed with my rock throw. Does a 14 hit?
Does a 14 hit? Yes, it does.
All right. So these 2 ice things just plow into this elk, doing 35 and then 33 points of damage.
All right. For an impossibly large creature, which is this giant elk, you see these ice environment shards fly in and crash into this creature. It just disappears under the weight of whatever was thrown at it. Dead.
I then run into, by the way, standing up for me was only 5 feet. I kip up, throw them, and then I'm going to run 35 feet.
So you actually have an increased movement. So you have 40 already. So if you have extra movement, let's make it
50.
45.
45? Okay, yeah. So 5 to stand up and then 40 feet, and I'm in there.
Hells yeah. Elk are panicking all around you at this point. They're looking for the nearest exit, and together, you can smell the blood on the ice as well. We are up to Harshnag. Harshnag is going to use half his movement to stand up. He only has 20 feet left at this point. He's going to take one of his hand axes and he's going to huck it at one of the giant elk. Okay, Harshnag, how are you going to go? It will be a hit. $24. Nice. The giant elk starts to bleak as it panics as there's a hatchet in its side. A hatchet that is taller than what you would assume a small house would be. It's very weird to have this exposition of like big creatures fighting. So yeah, Harshnag has multi-attack, but yeah, he will throw another one at that same creature. Whoosh.
I imagine that
Natural 20.
I imagine that like Pacific Rim, everything is going in like slow motion compared to like its size.
The smaller things seem to blend away from these large beings. That other hatchet flies out, and you see it like cut deep into the creature's neck. It's no longer bleeding. It hits the ground with a heavy thwack. All right, moving on. He's going to use 20 feet of movement to move up closer to the kills. Juice, you're up.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I see all this happening, and I look over to everyone just falling over and the sudden chaos that just rise, and he just mumbles to himself, "He should have just waited." And I lift my crossbow, and I have that weird thing of needing to prove myself, especially in the hunt. So I am looking for the giant elk that is running away furthest by now, and just try to evade the chaos that is happening. And I aim at that one. I use sharpshooter, so I have a -5 on this. Let's see, that is a 13, a 21 to hit for the first
21
one.
definitely hits.
Nice. I use Colossus Slayer on this, so I will have a 1d8 plus. Is that also tripled?
No, just weapon dice.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I have 1d8, and then I have 3d10 plus 8. So
what do you think, guys? Is playing giants fun?
So that is a 2. Oh my god, 5. And oh my god, 10, 15. That's 23. 23 damage. No, plus 10. 33 damage.
33 damage.
And
oh,
I shoot.
Man.
I try to aim exactly at the head.
You do.
I try to hit that massive elk's eye.
All right. It goes straight into the eye and out the other side. The creature still seems to be standing and is panicking at this point. I think that with that extra attack of yours, you could probably put it out of its misery.
I have a second one that is correct.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Heck yeah. All right, that is without the bonus, right? So that is a 5, 10, 13, 21 to hit. 21 damage.
Hells yeah. This bolt that is the size of a small tree flies towards the creature, and as it does, it goes straight through the spinal column of the creature, severing its nerves, and it goes down with a heavy thwack, blood bleeding and seeping into the snow.
I get a few centimeters bigger, but no one's watching.
Oh, Avalanche is there.
I bet I'm just not
Amazing.
very proud.
All right.
You may not be the tallest, but you pull your weight.
I appreciate that.
Seeing most of the herd slaughtered and killed at this point, you see the last remaining elk look over, especially towards Juice, who just killed the second last one. It is going to try and escape and bound off. It leaves bloody footprints as it does. It will use its action to disengage and then go away. So
I have
it's
Sentinel.
running away. You do have Sentinel. Go ahead, get it.
That is 6 on the dice, so it's a paltry plus 17.
It's roll damage.
Okay.
Oh, not good. Not good. 39 points of damage.
39 points of damage. Okay, please describe how your Sentinel looks as you use it.
All right. So basically, as this thing turns to run, I grab it by the horns and twist, just wrenching its neck, if not killing it, and leaving it so it flops and it can't move.
Hells yeah. All right. It's still up. It's struggling at this point and kicking at the bloody snow, trying to get away. All right. 39 damage. Amazing. I'm loving this, guys.
Did you just say not good? 39? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I know.
Shit,
Boy,
Jesus.
On the low end of things.
No, I rolled really well, so it's not good for him.
Oh, gotcha. That makes more sense because I was
Yeah,
worried
that's-
about what Niall was capable of.
That's how I was
That's
picturing it as well.
pretty much what Nala was capable. That was 8, 9, 8, 7 or something.
Beautiful.
As you
Feel
guys
like I don't have.
stand victorious amongst this bloody gore of the hunt, you feel that wild heart inside of you start to pump. You're happy, but then
Reach down, grab a handful of bloody snow, and just start chewing on it.
hells yeah. As you do that, the ground starts to rumble and shake.
Oh, tits.
As it rumbles and shakes, you look all over for any sort of hostiles or assailants, and it's then bursting through the ice. You see dark silver metallic blue creatures pierce out. They have green orbed eyes and ridges that are orange. As they hiss and shake in vibration, you see this immense heat kick off. Ice and snow starts to melt around it. As they start to surround the kills that you have made, you see that these creatures see you as hostiles, and that is the creature there. You guys are now facing Remoraz. These are creatures of immense heat. They bore through ice and hunt together, and you guys have handed them something on a silver platter. I will give them, so the first one is going to attack who would be in the area. You know what? It's going to attack Harshnag. Harshnag looks up and he has no weapon at this point. The one that's facing off against him seems to be smaller out of the two. It looks like it's a youngling. Okay. Okay. It's going to try and bite him. You see its mouth open up impossibly, and you see that heat start to emanate and plume out of it. That is going to be a 17 to hit against Harshnag, which has an AC of 21. He grabs the creature's face, and you can see his fingers burning at this point. He throws it off instinctively, and he stands tall.
My brethren, stand and fight. Show them what it means to be giants.
All right. That is that one's turn. Grimace, it's your turn. Grimace.
He's gonna kind of like on his drum.
Yeah.
And he's like looking around. Who's because I'm last in initiative, right? So Avalanche is up next.
I'm yet to come as well.
Oh, you're yet to come as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you said you stop banging on the drum as soon as he says stand and fight. It's very cinematic.
And he's gonna turn to Sledge and he's gonna be like, "Did you know a rock is better than a sock?" when you're playing with fire, you don't wanna
Fire.
dire
Retire.
fire.
Things get dire.
Oh, don't know. And so he'll give you bardic inspiration.
Hell yeah.
Outstanding.
And then he's gonna pick up his rock and just fling it at the nearest creature.
Hells yeah. All right, make a ranged weapon attack.
Okie
It should be on
Oh,
your
that's not great.
And then there's a lens flare.
yeah. It's only a 12.
Now, were you throwing it at the bigger one or the little one?
Probably the bigger one.
Okay, cool. The rock flies out, and with the 12, unfortunately, it misses. You see that ice thing, rock that you throw, shatter and explode all around, adding to the very cinematic scene that we find ourselves in. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
All right, cool. The bigger one, the bigger of the two, is now surveying the field to see who poses the biggest threat. Seeing that the little one got thrown off, the Remoraz is going to go for Harshnag as well. You start to see its frills intensify in heat, and you can see that there is a small waking pool left behind it. Oh boy. All right. I did say that I was rolling with natural ones, so it's going to be a botch, in my opinion. Harshnag is going to see this. He's going to reach back, and as he does, you see him produce his great axe. This great axe is very impressive, and it is known to your kind as Gert. As he brings it around, or Gert's great axe, he's going to make an attack with Gert's great axe. Here we go. 18, the 29, and then we are going to go with 6. Yes. As he does, you see him cleave off a small part of this creature. The flesh exposed, you see what looks like molten stone or water start to bubble out and join and coalesce with the pool and blood around you. Sledge, it's finally your turn.
Fantastic. I've been cooking up something good.
Let's go.
I'm gonna just throw a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giant
Thank
style.
you. Well, it's, you know, I'm spurned on by this fantastic bardic inspiration by our fearless bard Grumus, I take their words to heart. A rock is far better than a sock.
Yes.
I heft it.
And you probably had like long enough to look down and pick like the perfect rock on the ground.
Exactly
Oh, yeah.
right. Oh, I got a corker. This is something really special.
Yeah, please describe it.
It's pointy.
The perfect type of rock.
Absolutely. So I'm going to heft that with a 23.
The big guy or the little guy?
I'm not feeling too emboldened with my initiative of 1, so I'll go for the little guy. Yeah.
All right. Roll damage. 40-10.
Oh my
Plus 3
goodness.
points.
We'll be here all day. Here it comes. What a delightful sound. 41.
41.
That's gross.
Hells yeah. All right. This pointy rock, this frigid missile flies towards the small one as it hisses. And as it looks on at Sledge's missile traveling towards it, it gets hit directly in the face, and its very spiny form gets kicked back and it hisses. It goes down, and I'm going to say if that was such a crushing blow that I'm going to make it prone. Hells yeah.
I've already forgotten what bardic inspiration does, by the way. Should I have got a little bit of a bonus to that attack roll? Not that it matters.
No, so if you want to, you can add a D. What is it at this level? D8?
D8, right?
Oh god, sorry, I can't find it. Where is it? Yeah, you can add a D8 in the next 10 minutes to any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Because I have a special thing as well. If you fail it even after you've added it, you get to keep the die, and you can use it again
Didn't
later.
happen. All right. Well, I didn't need it this time, but I'm hoping I'll use it again in the next minute. Thank you.
Avalanche, Dredger, Nyal, it is your turn. Please use linkers and be descriptive. I will say I forgot one, so I'm trying to make sure I add them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Avalanche.
Absolutely. Avalanche is a ranger who would normally stay back and like keep a safe distance in the fight, but he acts very strangely. He moves forward down the slope that has been cleared of like the loose ice that would have knocked him down from everybody previously going by. He walks past Sledge and at Sledge's feet, picks up the second best rock that was available from there. Actually, he picks up the third best rock as well. And as his bonus action, a bit of magical snot will come out of his nose and land on those rocks to use the cantrip Magic Stone to make these stones now magically imbued with, let's just say what it is. It's the coronavirus. And he will
stay safe and wash your hands.
Yes. Do not be like Avalanche. Do not throw biological hazards at these giant worm things.
All right.
Which he will do.
Now, Magic Stone is a spell attack that makes the D6. So for now, let's say that you can go up to D12s for your weapon attack. We'll just move it up one dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're rolling 4D12s plus strength mod.
Yep. I don't think I have a rock action on my character,
yes.
but
I didn't get a chance to do it. Just add the
longbow?
It's range 60. Beyond that, 240. I think. Yeah.
Is it with strength? Sorry, is it with
strength modifier? Yes.
Oh, okay, then I've got plenty of good things with strength. Ugh. Except it's a 11.
11. Unfortunately,
actually, well, it would have been a 13 with the +2, but no.
Unfortunately, it will miss. You see the first snotty rock fly towards, and as it slops off, and it just explodes and misses the creature.
Oh well, of course, because I was throwing it with my right hand, and he's left-handed, so he throws another one.
All right, wind up the pitch. Let's go.
Yep, and it is a pretty good pitch with 26.
That hits. Roll damage. 4d12 plus strength mod.
4d12 plus strength. Let's roll that.
Big guy, little guy.
Big guy, the one that's still up on its feet,
brilliant.
because otherwise it would have been
disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yeah.
So
that is 29 damage.
29. Okay. As your snotty rock collides with it, you can see the snot start to seep into the wound. It hits down and it looks up and hisses at you. All right.
And it hisses quite closely because I use the rest of my movement to get close to these creatures, so that the steam that's coming off their ice melting just gets in my nose, and I just breathe deeply and try and clear my sinuses.
Yeah, I love it. Dredger, you're up, followed by Niall.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Dredger's got 2 weapon fighting. So I'm jogging my memory. That means I can attack with both hand axes.
Yes, for the bonus action.
Fantastic. Well, he's got some athletics at the yin yang, so he's going to run at the big one. He's going to jump off the nearest rock and come in with both hand axes and have at it.
I get it. Make an attack roll.
All right. First one is 23.
23 hits. You going for the big one or the little one?
A big one.
Big one. All right.
So that is... That's 13. That's 26.
26. Nice.
The second attack is 28.
28. Awesome. To hit?
28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And that is 12, 15, 25.
25. All right. 25 damage?
Yes.
Awesome. Now that you're in here and you're fighting this creature up close, you feel the full brunt of its heat. With each weapon blow, you get kicked back with what feels like molten metal or heat.
Whoa.
It burns your skin. It is an adversity to cold itself. You are going to take 10 fire damage for the first attack. And then you're going to take 15 fire damage for the second attack. Now, you do get to half both of those. No, you don't.
No, I took bludgeoning from the elk, so I dropped out of range. So you will take
those. They are elemental damage, so you will take both of those full 25 fire damage in total.
You stay in rage, Heath. You stay in rage as long as you are fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as long as you get hurt or you hit something.
Oh, okay. I read here it says your rage ends early if you're knocked unconscious, if your turn ends where you haven't attacked a hostile, or you've taken damage since then, and I took damage from the elk.
No.
You don't. Keyword is don't.
If you don't attack or take damage.
Yeah, if you don't take damage. Yeah.
Okay, well I attacked. Okay, so then
Yeah,
I'm
so you're
still in
good. Yeah,
range,
yeah.
so I can halve those fire damage, or
No, it's only bear totems that gets to halve the full range of damage apart from
Yeah,
psychic.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so you only get the physical ones.
Nice.
Okay, brilliant. Moving on. Nyal, you're up. You've just seen this epic display with
And
those
I'm like,
hand axes.
I see that and I see him getting burned and I curse because I really want to get this thing's hands. Then I have a brilliant flash of insight. I grab the elk and I peg it going, maybe this will start the cooking process.
Hell yeah. All right.
And I throw 2 elk at it.
Make your weapon attack.
Does a 14 hit?
Does a 14 hit the big one?
Yeah.
Yes. No, doesn't. So
No,
sorry. Yeah, it collides with it, it hisses and bubbles and burns, but it falls to the ground, dealing no significant damage.
Okay, the 28 will hit though.
The 28 will hit, yes.
Yeah, so I pick up the other elk, 31 points of damage.
31.
Elk,
This is the one that was still on 3 hit points that you wrangled to the ground. It's going to go...
Oh.
As it does, you see its horns flying towards the creature, and it's going to headbutt into it. It will be slain. It will be slain in that moment, and then roll damage.
31.
31. All right. Awesome.
Kill 2 creatures with 1 elk.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As the saying goes.
There's that smell of barbecue.
It does.
Kill 2 stones with 1 elk. Yeah.
All right. Seeing this is an impressive display of throwing elks, Harshnag is going to grin towards Nyal. He's going to take Gert's great axe and he's going to try and drive it right down on the prone the little one of these two. That means he gets to have an attack with advantage. Gert's great axe comes down with an executioner's intent. Oh, that's cocked. And the creature slides and slithers away from it, hitting nothing but ice. Wait, no, yeah. No, it will hit. Hells yeah. Okay. Miscalculated. So
Okay.
sorry.
I was just about to say in character, but I won't say it now. Why did we bring along Harshnag?
It's this. One more. Yeah, you. 11, 18, 23, 27. 27 plus strength, which will be huge. Mr. Harshnag, plus 6. So 33. All right, you can see that the creature is heavily damaged at this point. Part of it is being cut off, and you can see it's still writhing separate from the creature. He brings back the axe one more time, and you see his muscles bulge, and that dragon head skull cap looks awesome. Here we go. That will be another hit. And if I use average, it's more than enough. He plants the great axe directly in between the 2 green orbed eyes, and you see the creature hiss and then melt away. It's still got its corpse there, but it's now deflated. All right, moving on. It is now Joss's turn.
Okay, so the youngling looks kind of.
The youngling.
They're
is
both still alive,
dead.
right?
No,
Oh, the
only
youngling is done.
only the big guy. Harshnag
Okay,
hits
good.
there, and he's just heaving.
Okay,
big
I
grin on his
will.
face.
I will Hunter's Mark, the big one,
All right.
and I see everything around me happening. And what I do, I'm in the back line, so I kneel down a bit to blend in a bit more with the snow around me.
Hells yeah.
And I have my crossbow again, and I'm aiming for the eyes of the big one again.
Get it.
Let's see. So I'm gonna have this. That is a. I'm rolling only 19s, so that is a. What is it? I think it's a. Wait. Oh my god. Sorry guys.
You're right.
Yeah, that's a 32 to hit.
32. That hits.
I used Colossus Layer on this one as well, so that's an additional D8. So that is. Let's see. That is 23 plus 8, so 31 damage for the first one.
All right. You go straight between the eyes, and as it does, you see them pop almost like pimples. Brackish eye fluid starts to pour down between its very skeletal type face, and it starts to look around. It's now blinded.
Perfect. For both eyes?
Yes.
Nice. I reload, and I aim directly at where I hit before. That's another.
All right.
Let's see. That is a 17 plus 8. That is a 25 points of damage for the second one.
25. All right.
Yeah.
Carried on the winds of the All-Father, your bolt flies true, colliding straight through the creature's face. You see it deflates and die. That's combat, guys.
Yep. There was probably a parallel universe where you rolled a 1 on that attack. It still hit where you intended, but it dislodged the eye and healed the creature somehow.
Amazing. I love it. Okay, let me get back to where we were.
I go over and immediately grab the elk and start putting them on the back of these things to see if we can keep this cooking going.
Yep. I mean, yeah, Avalanche is doing the same thing. He's just hoping that the ice keeps melting and
He's breathing in that
humid steam. Just he's getting desperate. He's like hugging this creature, trying to get steam.
Dredger goes over and he's going to hack a tooth out of this thing before what in his quite simple mind understands that this thing is hot, the ground is cold, this thing might melt into the ground. I want a souvenir before it disappears.
Hell's yeah. All right.
Oh.
Souvenir before it disappears. That's a good one. He writes it down in his notebook.
Whilst that is happening, Joe's close the distance goes over and looks at the two that creatures in front of it. Is it a beast? Can I try to recall what these were? Because it seems highly uncommon to have creatures like this in this climate.
Yeah, make a survival check.
Yeah. Are those beasts?
No.
Because then I have advantage on it.
No,
they're not beasts. Let me bring up a picture for you all as well.
Do you have, as Ranger, favored terrain Arctic, which might help?
Actually,
yes, I do, and I have favorite enemies beast. That's why I was asking.
Bear with me. I'll just send this to Ed and get Ed to bring it up on the screen if possible. If not, that's fine.
But yeah, you're right. So are we in the Arctic?
Yeah,
I do have advantage to begin with. So wait, survival. Let me just roll that. That's a 16.
The dangers of like AI green screen.
Yes.
Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 16 on survival.
16. All right. You in fact know that these creatures are quite they do habit these higher places and cold places. They use their heat to bore and burrow through the snow and the ice like worms. They will look for easy prey just like this, and sometimes the smaller ones of you guys. This is a fine kill that you have managed to achieve here. Yeah.
So I can get my souvenirs?
You can. You start looking for choice parts of to take grisly trophies.
Cool.
You find some of the heated spikes. Now they look like what's known as obsidian or like glass. It snaps and has that very like satisfying brittleness to it.
I will make a necklace.
Yeah.
I'll take some of those as well.
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't want, I'll trim off enough for everyone, and then for the folks back home.
Well, keep some on. I reckon we'll skewer some meat on that. Might grill it up real nice.
I like the necklace.
So if you guys look to the overlay now, this is what this creature looked like, the one that you just fought. Before you have a mass amount of kills, hunts. As you look over this, like this almost stew-like pool of blood and ichor and body, elk body parts, you now need to find your choice parts and set up for camp for the night. Ashnag will look over at you all.
Well fought, well fought. We should probably prepare them best we can before we head out in the morning.
Are the remoras staying hot?
Sorry, what was that?
Are the remoras staying hot?
There are still parts of it are like still pluming and sputtering. You can see it like kick off ice like a geyser.
That's what I was thinking. I'm inclined to stick some meat on there on the skewers and let them roast up from the body temperature.
You can still
nice and
see
crispy.
That the heat is kicking off light We are now going to enter what is known as a campfire scene to the veterans. I would like some role play between you all before we move on to the next scene. I will say that you guys are all cast in a very warm and nice light. And, even in this place where the frigid winds seem to assail those that wouldn't be tempered towards it. Above, you can see a overcast sky. Yeah, all right. The scene is yours, guys. Harshnag starts getting ready the food that he wants, and like you guys, puts it on a hot part of the Remirez and seems to be cooking.
Right. Sitting around while we're pulling apart and bathing on the heat of these things, I will sit, and I've actually pulled off some of these steel plates to decorate my gauntlets, my knuckled gauntlets. I'm going to use my smith's tools to work on that. I'll make some up for anyone else and trade for the obsidian necklace. And I will go, I was so disappointed. I was looking forward to beating something. I fear that while I am skilled at throwing, I prefer to actually bang my knuckles against something. But you, how are your wounds now that you have been fried? And he turns to Dredger.
Dredger's definitely still got some damage there. He's I don't know, how do you? He looks like he's
sunburned.
He's not too beat up, but you can see the damage, and he's sort of between looking at the obsidian he's collected, he's found an elk that no one wants, perhaps the one that he hit the axe with, and he's got the horns and the hooves off that, and he's sort of going, I can trade these back home for something. He looks like he needs a bit of help with the wounds.
Yeah, Grimace will come over and he'll be like, well, if you're feeling bad, I'll lend you a hand. And he kind of slaps you on the back, which probably hurts just as much with the sunburn. And I'll cast Healing Word. If I can find a D4 anywhere in I've got like 100 dice here. Okay, here we go.
Hells yeah.
Oh, cool. That's 8. 8 hit points.
Hells yeah. Harshnag will go and collect his axes from the kill that he had. He puts one boot on the Yog's corpse and then just pulls them out. The corpse has a less, it's started to freeze at this point. As he stows his axes, he'll grab the Yog by the horns and start to drag it over closer for everyone.
Knowing the legends of our people, what is the great axe Gert? What is it made out of?
I will check.
Thank you.
Let's come back to you, and and then I'll get you a reply.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, Josh, sorry, I'll say to Grimace, thank you, and I'll give him one of the pieces of obsidian if he doesn't already have one.
Oh, well, thanks. And he's gonna kind of attach it to his drum, where he's kind of got all beads and knickknacks and bones and things hanging from.
Seeing that happening between Grimace and Dredger, yours slowly, silently goes up to the two and just looks to Dredger. How are you feeling? Do you need some more healing?
Oh, that was so good! So writes it down.
He looks over to Grimace and just goes,
with the two elk horns on Grimace's drum. Dredger would welcome more healing.
Yours nods and touches him on the shoulder and casts Cure Wounds on first level. So let's see. That is a nice. That's another 8.
Excellent. And Dredger says, "Oh, thank you. Feel better." And gives use a piece of obsidian.
He takes it, and you can barely see it underneath all that fluff of hair, but he blushes a little bit. He definitely appreciates that, and he turns away and leaves immediately.
All right.
Well, Sledge is squatting over the remains of the Rimmerhaz, skewering meat on and crisping it up just right.
And at some point, he might call Avalanche over and say, Avalanche, I've got a bit of an idea about your cold. Do you want to come over?
Yes, absolutely. Any idea, anything.
Quite a lot of residual heat coming up through these spikes here. I wonder if you just, open up like that, would you? Just open up nice and wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, of course, firstly, he will break off the icicles that are just forming out of it. You make like plenty of nose hair just dangling out of the end of it, and then he will pull it up, and you can see that like maybe there's just a little bit of blood coming out of it, and out of the edge of his nose and like under his eyes, the skin is really green and scaly. Like it's just never been dry and just always peeling and flaking.
All right. Well, hold still. And I'm a cleric. I'm trained in medicine, so I think I know what I'm doing here. Just hold very still. Rake up one of the hot spikes from the Rimmeraz and just start digging in there and seeing what I can scrape up, because the warmth is going to like loosen all that right up, and so it's just going to come flowing out. It's going to be good for you, trust me.
As this is happening, I do have an answer for you, Callum, as you are being tended to.
As I'm being skewered by heat.
It's alternative medicine. I'll be the first to admit it, but I think it works.
This is medieval medicine. This is lance and purgative, whatever it is.
Yes.
So,
Lancing something.
Gertz, now that you guys have given yourselves some time to really watch this, Gert's great axe glows like a northern star. You aren't sure what it is made out of, but it does shed the area with a very nice and celestial light. For your kind, Gert's axe was once wielded by a great king or lord of giants that were that fought back the encroaching forces of the small folk, the humans. To see this weapon inspires you, and to see someone known as Harshnag carrying it is something very special to be surrounded by. And, as the temperature drops, it glows ever brighter as well.
Is there warmth coming off it?
No warmth, just a cool celestial silver-like light.
Well, coming back to our scene, Sledge, I'm really grateful for what you're doing, but as a role player, I think I'm gonna pull this one on you and say that I'm going to use my breath weapon of poison damage to sneeze poison onto you as you just try and help me.
That's
like,
all right. It's all part of the process.
Yeah,
it's got to come out somehow.
Pulling hairs out and then putting things in. You get some poison damage. Let me just scroll all the way down.
Go ahead.
Here. It doesn't even say. Actually, wait. You do get to make a Constitution 16 check to see if you would take half damage or not.
18. I'm all good. Just
you do take half damage. You maybe you close your eyes just in time to only receive 7 poison damage.
Hells yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So Sledge
cracks like thunder across the icy plains.
Yep.
Those that would be hearing it in the vicinity would think it was some sort of storm or hammer strike from the gods. You are now covered in the viscera of this sneeze.
Once the dust settles, you hear Dredge go, Gesundheit.
Thank you.
All right, I'll snap off the spike off the Rimmerhaz and go, yeah, so just keep doing that every 15 minutes.
I've got something else that might work. Can I borrow that Harshnag? As I point to the legendary axe Gert.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I'm sorry, young one, I cannot give you this axe. It was given to me, and only me.
Oh, okay. Well, you could.
Perhaps I have something better I could give you. Hold a moment.
You can see him reach back and go through what looks like a giant sort of satchel at his side. And as he does, he produces what looks like a very large flask that is made out of metal. For anyone else, it would be almost impossible to craft it. But for you guys, it's very interesting, especially to Sledge. he's going to untwist the top, and as he do, you guys smell that very, very homey sort of smell of mead and ale.
Give me that.
There is not much. Do not drink it all. Please share.
Gonna hand it over to you. As it hits your lips, it's like being welcomed home.
To who? Sorry, who gets it?
This is going. It's first going to Njal, who handed.
Yeah, I figured it would go there first.
Cool. And I won't technically drink it all. Clug, clug, clug. But
We're going to be greedy, share.
That's right.
All right.
Hand it over, and then I pull out a keg, and I just put my thumb in the top of it.
Come, drink over a good battle, over a good victory, and let us hope that we find Gergeri in better spirits.
Yep. And while Harshnag is doing that, without taking the axe from him, Avalanche will just try and lay it down over the fire that we have, like the gas stove of the Remoraz.
Yeah, Remoraz.
Yeah, to use the giant flat of the axe as a plate, just to boil some tea.
Yeah, and it does so. It starts to steam.
Yep, and that's what I need. I need tea and steam. So anybody who needs tea, I'm pulling out just what would be like bushels to regular people.
Juice. Perhaps you could play us a song, something to lift the spirits, to celebrate what we have achieved here.
We've been lifting spirits already, but yes, continue.
I'm talking to a bard, of course. Bards, do you have a song or a tale that you would give us?
Grandma, so look at yours, and I guess, do we have a routine that we normally do?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Da 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 da. Yeah, on the drum, but it's very experimental. You know, it's not really much of a consistent rhythm.
Real interpretive, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Not everyone gets it, and that's okay.
It's okay. It's not
sing
for
along
everyone.
in a completely different tempo.
Although, yeah, what you're saying does sound like you're about to start doing some slam poetry. So literally slam poetry.
All right. You're slamming my drum, and I'm here to have fun, and that's really cool.
Opposite
Kids
of dumb.
Stayed school, yeah. All right.
I
I don't work well when I'm on the spot. All right.
I think I can
need to
actually
work on
play
it.
the flute.
Now, as you guys start to give yourselves a boost of inspiration, I'm going to give you inspiration because that combat was awesome, and this is a very
Yay.
hearty and warm scene. So please give yourself inspiration for that.
A very wholesome moment in the pitch black of night in a horribly frosted thing where we get the privilege of surviving, but everything else would have died from frostbite.
Now, would you guys like to interact with the scene anymore, or should we move on?
I've got one more thing to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I've got some courage in me now. And I sort of look at this fabled axe, and then he goes, you even the axe, and you really, it's cool, but your axe is nothing without the arm that wields it. This is strength. That's a fancy dinner fork.
Harshnag is going to slap you on the side of the arm and sort of squeeze your bicep, and it's.
And I'm just going to flex and pop his knuckles.
Yeah. You can feel that. You can see that, and he nods at you.
Thank you for all those kind words. I think that I've fallen behind.
And he's going to start drinking as well.
Challenge accepted.
All right, Heath.
while this is all happening, Dredger's actually going to like clean his two giant hand axes and start stowing the elk horns and all of the obsidian that he's obtained from the what are they?
Remirez.
I almost said Ramirez, but the difference between Ramirez and Ramirez is there's more than one Ramirez.
Remirez.
Took his head and took his woman.
I believe the plural is Remahazes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Remahazes.
Remerai.
Remerai.
Just get myself like prepped again in case anything happens.
Hells yeah. All right. So as the cold sets in around you, you guys are getting ready to set out in the morning, and we will do so after a break. We are going to take 10 to 15 minutes to make some more tea, quick bio break, and we're going to get the next part of this, the next leg of this adventure kicked off. I want to thank everyone here, and I want to thank Gary Con for having us, because I'm having a blast, and I hope that everyone else is here is having a blast as well. Woo! Let's go.
Yay.
All right. Take us out, Ed.
Bye.
And we'll just keep ad-libbing until we're out.
Hey.
It's improv, yeah.
Does anyone know any good giant jokes?
I mean, it's a true flaw that I didn't just like
Are we still on?
ask.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
Ed, come back. We missed you. We're sorry
Can I
all the
just-
mean things we said when the audio was off.
Yep. Can I just say that the scene where you clean your axes, Dredger, that just Avalanche just walks by and just accidentally sneezes on them just as they're clean.
Cool.
Will that give me poison damage when I attack next?
Not
While we're
mechanically.
here,
I'm
let's-
sorry, I can't do that.
Let's have a quick chat with chat. Chat, how are you doing? You having fun? Can we
Yeah,
get some
we've
heart
had some-
emotes
yeah.
in chat if you guys
Oh,
are
I
having
see
fun?
some
watching-
Molly emotes in chat. Yeah, that's my
Oh.
cat.
Can I give a-
I did see. Hang on, I'm going to scroll back up because I did see some good comments in there. I'm going to
Hells
see.
yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt while we were doing it. Hang on, let's have a look here. Scroll.
Hearts or
Well,
heart
while,
chests,
while
for
you're
sure.
looking for that, quick shout out to Elysian Art for this fantastic
Oh,
overlay.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I love her work, and not only that, this below was drawn by Callum, and it I love it. I absolutely love it. Which is the frosty dreaded GM logo, which I adore.
We're
let me-
getting some praise from Wraith85. Where Dahik DAHHEQ is asking whether there's a link so they can have a look at the character sheets. I don't know whether we've got anything like that.
I don't think that we do, because
No?
I don't think that we have the D&D Beyond extension on here.
Ah, that's
Can
right.
you-
'cause we're
I
I think you
do-
can just share a
If you
link to the
guys
D&D
want,
Beyond
you can just-
campaign and you can
Yeah.
see it,
They would
right?
be able to join it. So if you guys share your character sheet separately, they should be able to see it. So if you,
Okay.
you can
Yeah,
generate a link and send
Scrap
that
it,
link.
I think Scrappy the Goblins
Scrappy's on it.
cover there.
If you guys want to
Scrappy's all
send it
over
to Scrappy, or if you want to send it to
How
Ed,
do
that
you
would be
generate
great.
the link? Oh shit.
Yeah, so you can generate a link and then
Oh, I
share it
just-
to one of our peeps.
Yeah, just put it in
Um,
chat. I can
Hells yeah, send it to them, and then
Bob,
if they're asking, they can just send it off.
So
There we go.
I'm dropping it in the chat for
All right, guys,
Cool.
we're ready for this break.
Okay.
We'll be back after this.
giants.
Hello there.
Hi.
I'm Joshua Jim, and we're back. We're back. We're very excited to get this. That was my Muppet flail, if you're wondering. We're about to get back into this, back in this game, shake off the sillies, and get into it. I'm very excited. Let's have someone surmise what's happened so far while I get everything keyed in. Who's feeling comfortable enough to tell us what's happened so far?
These guys got lost, and then Dredger found these two remoras, and he knocked their heads together and ate them. Wait.
That is exactly what happened.
From the beginning, we are a band of mighty frost giants, and we're out here in the tundra, the frozen, desolate wastelands of Icewind Dale. And we're here because one of our clan members, one of our most respected members, Garrigai the Druid, has gone dark in his hermitage, and it's up to us to check on him, make sure he's doing okay, and bring him home, perhaps. So we're out here with our leader, Harshnag, and we were ready for a bite to eat. So fortunately, we had managed to chase down a couple of elk. Good tasty eating. But there's some other things out here in Icewind Dale that also enjoy the taste of elk, like the mighty Rimmerhaz, who burst out from the ice, but they were no match for our rocks and various other implements, but mostly rocks. You got to specialize in something. So I guess after a mighty meal of elk roasted over Rimmerhaz, we're ready to set out again in search of our druid.
Hells yeah. And so you will, with bellies full of mead and elk. And if you were brave enough, maybe even Rimmerhaz, you will wake up on the another day of travel. However, like the others, it has eternally dark for some reason, and even more cold. You guys don't mind because you're frost giants, but for the people here that don't have immunity to cold damage, it would suck. As you get up,
at the cold, I'm just huddled up in my furs.
Yeah. Quick question: Who's been leading the party, or making sure we're getting through the terrain best that we can?
I'm pretty sure that would be Avalanche or me, because acting is my favorite terrain, and I'm pretty sure that I would be at the front.
All right.
Yeah, don't trust the ranger.
Dredger wouldn't be far behind.
Yeah, Niall would be very much trying to be the leader. He's not very good at it, but he would be going like, we need to find out what's going. You rangers, you know what you're doing. Go that way. He's very friendly and affable and everything, but he likes to make the decisions.
Pseudo leader.
Well, then,
but he delegates. He delegates effectively.
I think if Njal is going to be like that, he might be out in front, but we'll just occasionally steer him away from the occasional glacial pit.
Njal will go, we need to make a move. You two are the good trackers. You decide which direction. He's very happy to be the one who made the decision to let you leave.
Does he have his high-vis vest on and everything in clipboard?
Clipboard, yeah.
No, he doesn't wear a shirt at all. So.
You travel for most of the day, following the ranger and Avalanche as you do. You leave giant tracks behind you. You climb small mountains and pass through low valleys, but you eventually come at the end of the day to what looks like a place where the terrain has started to flatten out almost as if it were a coast. There is no ocean here. There is no other sort of artifacts of a coast. As the dark becomes even more darker and the winds pick up and the cold starts to set in ever more, you see running towards you all, two frost wolves. You guys know these as allies of your race. You often train them and even teach them how to speak. Their glowing blue eyes pierce that dark veil as their white fur drifts, almost making them invisible across the icy expanse. Before too long, they're in front of you. They both bow their heads respectively, and then they put one paw out. It's almost graceful in its presentation. and they stand up with pride.
I will kneel down and put one knuckled fist out before me in a mirror of their pose.
I will kneel down as well.
Jedra will follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, if we're all kneeling, I'll kneel.
I will sneeze so hard that I land face first.
They start speaking to you in your tongue, Giant. The first one, who seems to be bigger of the two, and has more of a noble sort of presence about them. I am Koran. This is my brother, Corden, or Cannon. Well met. Well met. Cool. What you all is letting you sort of lead the conversation here.
Oh,
Why do you find yourself here? Yes. Have you come for Gargai?
We see
We have.
Gargai.
Have you seen him?
To our home. Yes, he was our master.
Was.
It was.
You see that there is this very remorseful expression in how they're holding themselves. Their heads bow, and there's almost that slight whine that they have when they're very sad.
What happened?
Corinne will look up. We will show you. Please, follow us. They start to lead the way.
Wait, did he leave you any nose ointment? It may have been tagged with like avalanche, like prescription on it. Anything?
So Cannon will look back. The smaller, more roguish of the two, and will say, "There are supplies there if you want to go through them. Perhaps you will find it there."
Let's go.
What was the big one's name again, please?
You have Koran and Koran, and then the other one is Kanan.
Yeah.
They start leading you, and about an hour later, you approach what looks like a giant igloo. Jutting out of the vast tundra is a towering edifice built entirely of ice. The dome structure is easily 3 times the height and width of any building found in the small folks realm of 10 towns. For you, this is somewhere you could find hospitable. You could live here. Though the great many that have collected here, you would need a bigger place. But for Gargai, it would be serviceable. All right. They start wandering in towards the edifice, and you guys have time to make your preparations or talk amongst yourselves before approaching. Just let me know when you're ready.
Well, this is supposed to be the home of our ally.
Gargai, yes.
Yeah. So I'm just going to walk up to the door and step inside.
All right.
We follow.
Dredge is going to be a little bit more cautious. The wolves have given him pause, and he's going to draw his long sword, I think he had there, long sword, and just look around and keep an eye out. While everyone looks like they're going towards the igloo, I'm just going to be looking around with long sword drawn.
Hells yeah. You approach the entrance corridor. Go ahead.
I'm going to try to find some information of the surrounding environment. Do I see any prints, any footprints, any clues as to what might have happened here?
Give me a survival check if you can, please.
Yeah, I can do that in advantage because giants are my favorite enemies. Because you're all mean to me because I'm a runt. So,
Wow.
Oh, poor yes.
22.
Big talk
22.
for somebody so short.
Yeah.
Oh, he
All
just
right.
wants to be loved.
No, that's not in character.
Yes, I want.
Juice, as you depart and break away from your clansmen, you start to look around the surrounding area. So what was the result? So sorry?
22.
A 22.
Mhm.
It's very hard to track things in a place that drives the snow so pure. Many things are covered and blanketed in the snow, and for you, even you, it's hard to find things. You spend several minutes going around looking for tracks. However, you don't find any apart from those cast from the winter wolves. As you start to look around even more, you do find something quite interesting. Was it 22 again? Just confirming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
what you find is what looks like refuse. As you scoop it up and you start to pick through it, that you can see that there is what looks like shells, or like peanut shells or pistachio shells or something of the like. You also find small fish bones, much too small for your giant kin. You look at it, and it's very interesting that you find this stuff here.
Okay.
You also
Okay.
find burnt charcoal, almost like from a campfire, but nothing is large and lavish and impressive as a giant's fire. This looks like a small campfire that is burnt out here.
Okay. Okay. I will take that information and I will go over to Harshnag's and I will show it to him. And I say, now that is rather uncommon, isn't it?
It is not up here.
No.
This place is filled with the small folk. This does not bode well.
Okay.
You see, the small folk fear what they do not understand. I hope that Gary is okay. I did not like what a winter wolf said.
No, not at all.
Let us go see what has happened to our clanmates.
You both start to descend as you watch the others start to enter the edifice now.
Yeah, just
guys-
before everyone kind of goes in, Grummus, because I realized I probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but Grummus will stay in a bit quietly because I guess we're trying not to make too much noise. We'll be like,
Achoo!
yeah, all right. Now here could be trouble with these wolves double. So be on your guard and get ready to
Fight hard.
to fight hard,
Shard.
to charge. That kind of vibes. And he's going to use his feat Inspiring Leader, which will mean everybody gains 11 temporary hit points.
Wow.
Hells yeah.
Everyone except for
Harshnag and Juice.
Harshnag.
Yeah,
Sorry.
'cause they're outside. Oh, you can do Juice. Yeah, you take your hit points to Juice.
Yeah, because I
Juice.
can pick up to 6 people. So
Hells yeah. All right.
including myself.
You guys approach the entrance corridor. This passageway is choked with ice. Above you, icicles are densely clustered, their points sharp as daggers. As you enter and walk through this place, you do smell the scent of rotting fish, though it's not permeating so close that it would alarm you. You would assume that it would be some sort of fishery or guttery that Garagai must be using in this place. As you approach the end of the entrance corridor, you find yourself ice.
Does anyone else lost audio?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you cut out there. But can you repeat that?
Oh,
You cut out
lost
again.
you again.
Oh, I've lost
Oh
all.
no.
Stream can hear me, but you guys can't. It'll come back. It will come back.
Okay.
You're back.
Am I
Yeah,
back?
you're back now.
Yeah, you're
okay.
back.
It happens at least once per stream, or maybe I think we may have had some that haven't. But you come to the end of this entrance corridor, and you find yourself here. This oval chamber with high walls of glittering ice resembles a spatula. So sorry, spatula.
A spectacular spatula.
It's
A spec spatula.
sepulcher.
Sepulcher.
Sepulture.
Sepulcher.
Sepulcher. Yeah. Okay.
Sepulcher.
Good. Yeah. Thank you so much. With frozen, hooked up corpses of a frost giant lies on the floor, entombed in. Sorry. Let me say. A frozen, hacked up corpse of a frost giant lies on the floor, entombed in translucent ice, and looming next to it is a woolly mammoth. Not far from the mammoth, carved from a single block of ice, is a giant-sized throne. Atop a circular dais, chiseled with into the throne's backrest with a large rune. All right. Okay, the scene is yours.
Do we recognize this chopped up frost giant corpse?
Yeah. It's the Garagai.
That's
will-
not good.
I will immediately start circling around this space. How did the mammoth get in here?
Yes.
Is the mammoth dead or is it alive?
What?
Is the mammoth dead or alive?
All right.
Like that's a very
No.
important question.
You do see the mammoth is still alive.
Oh,
Right. We've lost Heath.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, Heath, but I
Yeah.
can't see you.
cool. We
Okay.
can.
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mammoth looks inconsolable. Its head bowed. There is a dark anger that is broiling behind its form.
Can you speak with the animals?
Has anyone able to communicate with that mammoth?
Oh, but can I try an animal handling to get a read off the mammoth? I'm thinking that he knows the our compatriot that's no longer together.
If you're making that check, I would like to aid you by pulling out a bushel of herbs and trying to feed it to the mammoth, just to offer it something.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's not going to cut it. 3 + 4 is 7.
Do you want to?
7.
Is that with advantage?
How do I get advantage?
You're being aided.
I tried to
Sorry,
aid you with the
Right, yes.
offer of some
Yeah.
food.
As you guys look upon this mammoth, something very
That's a little bit
strange
better.
happens.
That's a little bit better.
What'd you roll?
That is that's 14.
14. As you start to almost speak to it as if it was a beast, it turns and recognizes you with sentience. As it looks upon you all, it bows its head much like the winter wolves and begins to speak. This is strange for all of you because mammoths don't speak, but this one does.
Well met, clanmates of the Dari. Please tell me you have come here to revenge my master.
Revenge? For what?
The small folk came here and killed Kilgari.
You can see this evidenced by the hooks that have pulled the giant down. You can see raked across its forms are that of what looks like the small folk weapons.
Is there a sign of magic spells?
You do look to the walls. You can see that there are some blast areas or effects of that kind. Yes.
Bloody small folk, tell you what.
I am Norosor, and my master gifted me with sentience.
Do you know which direction they went?
It is the nearby town, known as Dugan's Hole.
But why did they kill him? What were they doing?
I do not know. They pulled him to the ground. They cut open his chest, and they took his heart.
As a member of the giant race, do I know of any legends pertaining to the small folk about giant hearts, whether they're important in some sort of ritual?
I will allow you to make either religion, arcana, or history.
Okay. Well,
Tell me what you're trying to determine as well.
Religion, bad. Arcana, bad. History, they're all equally bad. I'm trying to determine whether the heart of a frost giant is something that... I imagine it's sort of like a reverse nursery rhyme where like frost giants tell each other, oh, don't let the little folk get your heart because they use it for
Weapons of frost branding or something.
for weapons. Yeah.
I had the
So-
same thought. May I have a religion roll if
Yeah, so we have
You're
one
less
religion
inclined?
from Sledge, and what were you going to roll?
I will.
Avalanche, sorry?
I will try history, just going straight
Okay,
through
cool.
the folklore, sort of.
Let's go with Avalanche first, and then we'll follow by Sledge.
7.
Sorry. 7.
Yeah.
You're not sure. There could be many reasons. The small folk, they do fear you, but they aren't without reason to fight and slay you guys.
I'm
There's
maybe,
so many of them.
I may be too distracted by the death of my pharmacist to draw on much knowledge at the moment.
I love it.
Real hard to find a good pharmacist these days.
I mean, they all keep dying.
Sledge.
I'll take a 22, if that's all right.
22.
22.
Okay.
I'm thinking about, you know, all the
With
kind of
your-
funeral rites that we go through.
With your religion check, especially with what you've been hearing recently, the Frost Maiden has started to do things in this area, blanketing the world, this realm in constant cold and ice. Days don't appear no longer. The sun doesn't bring its warmth. You would believe that the small folk perhaps thought slaying a frost giant and taking its heart could hopefully remedy this. However, you can't be certain without asking them.
All right.
Yes.
Well, that's what I know. The small folk think, in their limited understanding of the world, that the frost giant's heart will quell the frost maiden. So it's up to us to set them right, put them on the right path, show them the error of their ways, and if we can retrieve the druid's heart, then we can put him to rest.
Small
Good
folks
job.
are idiots.
Also, you would know the Frost Maiden's name is Auril, or A-U-R-I-L.
Auril?
Auril, yeah.
Well, it's not their fault. They've got such tiny brains. You can't fit a lot of gunk in there.
Ridiculous. Having a heart doing that. Ridiculous.
Of
Yours
course.
looks over to the mammoth. Norsor, are you hurt? Did they hurt you?
You can see that there are evidence of battle upon Norsu's form. You see like cuts and grazes and tufts of fur that are missing. You can even see on the back there seems to be some sort of burn damage where the skin is almost like a red hot inflamed pink. Yeah, Norsu's seen some battle.
I am sorry for what they do to you. I hold my hands up upon the warm fur and I cast Cure Wounds on him. That is 8 hit points that you gains at least.
No, you do see parts of it heal up, and he stands taller, and even his mood seems to lift with this. Norsu looks to you.
Thank you.
How long ago did this happen?
You say this, and as you do, you can see that Norsu looks at you. And he will say,
Within a year.
and it is true. You haven't heard from Gagari within that year, that close to a year.
So he still has active wounds?
Mammoth does.
So they're more like, they are
Scars.
there, scars. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They are deep, and even some of them haven't fully healed over that time as well. You will probably it is probably because what you do notice about Norsu is that he hasn't been eating very much. He looks malnourished as well, so that slowed down his healing process. He will look back to you all, and with this renewed vigor, will say,
We will get revenge. Yes. We will destroy Dugan's Hold. Yes.
Well,
Harshnag. Sorry, go ahead.
We'll do what has to be done to right this injustice, but, well, I'll have to say that bringing more death and destruction may only cause more pain.
Harshnag will respond with this, holding his head high with the Frost Dragon's skull atop his head, and will indeed confirm this.
We cannot just do what they do. We must be examples to them. Otherwise, they will send more. We must live in peace until our strength can regain itself. I would say we should go and speak with them, and perhaps we can find out which ones did and bring justice.
Niall will just roar in rage, turn around, and sucker punch the wall with all his strength and go, "We will burn them all."
Yeah, the wall cracks and you can see parts of it jut into each other. Fragments fall out and scatter across the ground. As it does, you fear for this place's structural integrity, but it does maintain. Norsu looks to you with a dark approval, and Norsu then says,
They are all at fault here.
you can see he bears his tusks a little higher. His trunk furls up as well.
I say we do our best to show them the error of their ways and prove to them that we could be their allies in this harsh land. And if they won't see reason, because their brains are quite small, then we may be forced to show them our strength. But
Roll
first,
a
at the very least,
I agree
treat
with
with them.
Sledge.
Roll a persuasion check if you can, with the help of both Just and Harshnag. So you
Well,
get advantage.
oh my goodness, I rolled a 19 and then a natural 20.
Nice.
That's not bad. I'm a persuasive guy.
Close enough, yeah.
Right.
He's just
As
so
you-
soft-spoken. You just feel like you got to listen to him.
As you
Listen.
speak these wise words, you see Norsu look at you, and then he shakes his tusks back and forth, and there's almost like a reprieve there in the way he's holding himself.
Yes. The Gari would want the same thing. You are right. Please bring back his heart, at the very least.
Avalanche will lean over to Sledge and ask, but if I eat one of their clerics or one of their medicine men, will that help my cold for a bit?
Not for long.
Not for long, but it will
No,
help.
it's just a temporary thing. I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh my goods.
Temporary is good.
My
I
dear
mean, some of
brother,
those.
Are you wearing a mammoth cloak?
Yeah, I did very much draw my character wearing a mammoth cloak. But
You're a monster!
I will very quickly turn my mammoth cloak inside out, and the outside of it is wolf fur. The inside of it is wolf fur.
All right.
Dredger goes up to and gives the mammoth like a hug. Peace, brother. Peace, brother. And then he gives Mr. Snuffleupagus a big hug.
All right. Roll a persuasion check if you can.
Technically animal handling? Like literally
but not
animal
really.
handling?
Technically, okay, fine. Yep. Go ahead.
Animal handling instead of persuasion?
Yeah.
Because they're like big dogs. You just got to scratch them just right. You just got to find the spot.
I'm a soft touch sometimes.
That's a 15.
A 15. Okay, cool. You feel him sort of like fall and crest into you. He takes the hug.
Aww.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else that you guys would like to investigate or do here?
Is there a store of medicine in here? Do I see any medicine?
Yes.
I
you do.
assist Avalanche in that. I'm looking for it as well.
Okay, you guys find a small herbalist section of this place where giant poultices and potions and balms have all been made and put aside here. I'm gonna give you guys all one giant. Take a supreme healing potion, the top level ones.
Yeah.
Supreme.
By this point, Jarl has actually stormed out of the room.
Yeah.
He's just, well, not stormed, he's quietly thumped his way out and is outside. So he won't take part in any of that.
I love it.
Grimace will follow Jarl out. Just be like,
Avalanche will look for a store of liquor just to bring out to Njol.
All right. So, you do find something in this room. You find what looks like barrels that have like they've been branded, and you can see that they say the word Dark Duchess upon their form.
I'm guessing
Sorry,
that
what
these,
again?
Dark Duchess.
Dark Duchess. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like the kind of thing they call their ships.
As you look at them, you may have seen their kind before. The smaller folk tend to transport and move their goods in barrels like this. You're not. No, you do guys have your own containers, but these are like about this big. For
Tiny
you guys.
little barrels.
Yeah.
They're thimble barrels. They're paint pots. These guys make miniatures.
Love it. All right. Okay. So, anything else?
I don't like to tarry. I think we have a duty to find this heart as soon as possible.
can
I turn around to Norsu once
There is-
more and I say, "What can you tell us about the Frost Maiden?"
Oh, you say this to Nossu?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna get right back to that just after this. You also near the word Dark Duchess, you can see a dark lady who is holding her hands out. It's almost like a symbol or a logo or wherever this has come from. Sir, you asked Norsu? Okay.
I know that she brings divine justice to the small folk who cannot survive in these conditions. Though I am still angry and you have convinced me, I do not mourn for them. I do not care for them. If they are not strong enough to survive this, then that is their own. She is a goddess of ice and cold, and she is reclaiming what is hers. All of the North will bow under her frigid rule.
because not to argue philosophy or anything, but if you're saving the small folk from the cold, that's not really justice. That sounds a bit more like mercy if we were trying to get things in a legal perspective.
I have not studied law. They do not know this. I am a mammoth.
To be fair, I shouldn't know this either. I have an intelligence modifier of -1.
Ah, okay. And I think that mine is bigger than yours, so perhaps I should know.
Look slowly, use small words for all of us.
All right.
Speak for yourself.
Koran and Cannon both approach, and they both look at you all. We can lead you to Dugantor. Yes, we can. We have been exacting our vengeance best as we can, disturbing their trade routes and tricking them to come and find themselves up here. Yes, we have killed many.
I will grind their bones to make my bread.
All
Can't
right.
be the classics.
Is there anything else that you guys may want to investigate or look around or interact with?
Maybe just trying to get Norsu out of this place. Can they fit, or do we imagine that as they were magically given sentience that that Garagai also would like shrink them to fit them through the door?
He is able to move in and out of this place.
Okay.
He just hasn't had the will to do so since losing his master, and that's pretty easy for you to allude to or understand. Or yeah, you could speak with Norsu and try and convince him to come with you, of course. However, that's up to you. Yeah.
How long would it take for us to respectfully leave the remains of Garagai rather than just sort of here? Because obviously a mammoth's, not as dexterous with opposable thumbs and all that sort of stuff. He does have the trunk, but can we do something to
100%.
leave this place a little bit nicer?
Yeah. So I'll give you guys the scene, and then you let me know how you do it, and then we will move on to the next scene. If
I'm
you
gonna
move-
go up
if
to.
you- Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go up to the mammoth. I'm gonna say, I know things are bad, and you're feeling sad, and that.
You'll lost
All right,
your
here
dad.
you go. And I'm gonna cast calm emotions on him in a hopefully in a way to like help resolve some of his grief, so that he can feel like, you know, he could leave this like house with a corpse in it. Yeah.
Your words are
He can.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
And I'll
He's going
pat
to
him.
gonna headbutt you with his head, which is a sign of affection for mammoths. Even beyond being awoken, to be like to butt heads against you, it's like a very very affectionate hug or like thank you.
I'll
There's a genuine
headbutt back.
Beautiful.
Hells yeah. All right.
All right. It's quest o'clock.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
How would you guys like to leave the remains of Garagai, or would you like to do that on your return, if possible?
He's rested here long enough. He can rest a little while longer till we make
Okay.
him whole again.
Karen and Conan both leave
I'd
you
be
both.
I'm outside with them, sort of
Yeah.
giving them scratchies and.
Before too long, you find yourself on the town what's the word? I forget words all the time. I've been doing so well. Limits. The
Sepulchre.
town limits. Yeah. So like it's right there. You can see it off in the distance. They haven't noticed you yet. How you want to approach the scene is totally up to you, and what you would like to do is totally up to you. You can see them in the darkness going about their business. Most of them seem to be walking from building to building. Let me one more check. Yep. Go ahead.
I don't want to ruin it for us, but at one point Avalanche would have definitely sneezed. And I'm guessing it would have been like while we were still a ways off and he couldn't, like he knew that we,
Yeah.
like, so just like the sound of thunder just like in a clear night sky. But then like as he gets closer, he tries to lock it down with sheer willpower. Maybe just stuffing whatever herb he could like pull out of Garagai's like store just in the nose. So he just has like whole branches sticking out of his face.
What you
Can
find
someone
very
cast, how is it called, like silence, where we have that sphere of
oh,
silence?
you pass without
Does-
trace.
Can someone do that?
I'm not so sure. I don't think we want to be seen sneaking up on them. I think if we're coming in peace, we let them know we're coming in peace.
Now, it is a very small town. And what's very interesting is that they have no light. It's scant of light and warmth. There's no torches. There's no light bleeding through the doors or anything like that. Off, you can see that there is a small body of water called the Red Waters. You and your folk may have spoken about it before. It's usually just for fishing. Okay. So
If no one has any objections, I would announce our presence and let them come to us as we meet them.
If
I'll announce
if
our
we want.
presence, and I run forward and I kick the nearest building over.
We're coming in
see-
peace, Njal.
You see Njal
but-
run
so-
forward from you all. The Winter Wolves, they seem to growl and almost move forward, ready for an aggressive fight. The rest of you can react as you see Njal heading straight for Dugan's Hole and the closest building that he can see.
Hold person.
Yep, sorry. Oh,
That's all I had to say.
hold person. Yep.
That may be so bold.
I'm going to technically allow it because it's a giant casting on a giant.
I was just about to say.
Humanoid.
Oh, giant.
Giants are humanoids, right?
No, technically I'm going to say no.
We're
they-
monstrosities, aren't we?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, really? That's offensive. I'm offended.
No,
you all
you
should
guys
be
are
as well.
giant.
What kinds
You've
of
giant.
giants?
Giants.
You've
yeah.
seen what's
okay.
come out. You've seen what's come out of his nose. That's monstrosity.
That's the monstrosity. All
I'm
right.
going
So,
to-
in fact,
well-
giants can't even learn the spell hold person. We call it hold giant. So, I'm
Hold
going to
giant.
cast hold giant.
Yeah.
It turns out that the real monster was the flu we caught along the way.
All right. Was that
All
a
right.
10
I need-
from the
Yeah,
from
I
the
need
whiz
a
save?
wisdom saving throw.
I think
I
is
was
it a
look-
with save to resist?
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
looking for a 14, sir.
What does your whole person look like?
Weirdly enough, it's like these steel kind of obsidian colored chains wrap around his ankles and send him face first into the snow.
I didn't know if he would like freeze in place and then just ski just a little bit further.
It probably does stick out as a bit odd. I'm a frost giant cleric. How come my spells aren't frost colored? That's weird.
You'll maybe it's best that they don't know that we're
Oh God. I just hand him a hanky.
Another thunderous crack. You can see several small figures off in the distance look towards your way into the skies, expecting to see lightning. They do not.
All right. Well, if we're gonna go in talky like, I think that's a great idea. But maybe I could turn someone maybe a bit sneakier. Maybe Yost, I could turn you invisible, and you could be like a backup.
I like that idea.
I like it. If some people want to hang back and maybe stay in the wings while all of the others of us announce our presence, then it's probably good a contingency.
Or I can only do it for a minute, I'm realizing, because it's greater invisibility and not
I think
just
it's
regular.
all right. I'm quite sneaky. I should be able to do it without.
If someone wants to silence Yol, that would really help me think at this stage.
I just start drumming a bit quietly next to him, like some white noise, just
All that
and just
That wasn't fair.
No, it wasn't, Yol, but neither would kicking down their houses be fair, now would it?
Now, I'm just bringing a map up of Dugan's Hole now for you all to see on the channel. It's not going to be nothing more than you just getting a good perspective of things. But it's a very small town. You would guess that there are about 50 small folk there. Not very big at all. You can actually see off in the distance, people seem to be trying to cut holes in the ice and fish. Many of them are they're looking ragged and worse for wear for sure. So who's approaching? So sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I was just about to try and connect a few things in my head with my hunter rangery outlander background and try and, because you said at one point that we started walking along just extremely flat ground. And so I'm wondering if this extremely cold weather has frozen over what would have been ocean to block off this village inland far further than it usually would be.
Give me a nature check.
Absolutely.
Can I assist because I have the same background?
Yes.
Well, thank you for the assist. I'll take the nat 20, but let's see if I get another one. An 18's pretty good. But
Okay.
I'll take 20.
In fact, you think that this must be on land, and perhaps the water or the body of water was connected to an ocean. You derive this from looking to the outside of the town. You can actually see that there is small scattering of trees. So there must be earth for it to be able to grow there, unless the earth has found itself dislodged. But you're fairly certain that is land and that is ocean or water or fresh water. You can't be certain till you get out there and see.
All right, well, I'm going to stride forward, give them the word of peace.
All right.
Anyone can join me or anyone can hang back.
Okay.
I'm going to stealth and hang back.
Okay.
I'm going to sit there and sulk.
Ramus will
there
follow.
it is, Dugan's Hole.
I will sheath my giant longsword and I will follow in peace. But
As you,
the trigger finger is ready just in case.
So are we coming from the west?
oh, so sorry. Yeah, you guys would be coming from, either the west. Yeah, the west.
Okay.
So with a hand held high in greeting and in peace and an open hand showing I don't have a weapon, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of thaumaturgy in here and allow my voice to boom forward, I believe 3 times as loud. Yeah, 3 times as loud for the next minute. And for a giant, that's saying something. And it'll just echo forth. People of Dugan's Hole. I'm Sledge of the Frost Giants, and I'm here with my companions to treat with you. We'd have you come out and talk with us in peace.
As your thunderous, almost godlike voice cries out over the dark cold, you see many people start to panic. They run to their various buildings and they seem to be yelling out words that you may or may not be able to understand. What languages do you know?
Oh, I think I know Common and Giant, of course, Dwarvish and Gnomish.
Okay. In Common, what you understand is that they are swearing, but not only that, they are calling you giants. Many screams and yells and panic. You see much of the buildings be filled with people, and there's no one else on the street. You see people on the red water start to run up onto the bank, and others sort of hide under boats that they haven't been used in a very long time.
All right, so they didn't really listen at all, did they? Tiny brains, you can't hold it against them.
So small.
It's not very nice to just come here to chat and
Yeah.
being so rude.
You stand almost 3 or 4 times bigger than their houses and their homes.
Their small ears won't help either, so they can't hear as much.
That's
maybe
true.
if I
Maybe you
try-
should go louder. Yeah. I'll do a drum.
Or just higher, right? People doing it all. Here to
The
speak
heavy
in
drums
peace.
Start to kick out.
Maybe the higher register helps you understand me, but we're not trying to hurt you at this stage.
Does that help?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, that's gonna be it. That's the
speaking in
sweet.
giant
That's
or
the
common?
cincher. Common, of course.
Okay.
May I give
Josh,
advantage with
Josh,
my backup?
Yes, of course, with the accompaniment of the drums. Yeah, go ahead.
Josh, can we please do a quick experiment? Put on your Harshnag voice changer, and then try and speak a bit louder to see if that cancels out if it makes it a bit more palatable to the common tongue.
We're here to help you. You do not have to fear us. Please just listen to us.
We are not going to put you in the pot.
Put the chicken in the oven, gonna cook the chick.
We don't need to grind your bones or anything like that.
All right. What was the persuasion check?
I'm just about to roll. Here we go. Sorry. All right, I've got advantage because I've got some help from I got some backup accompaniment. So
You
it
get
could have
by
been
with a little
11,
help from your friends.
but instead it was a 16.
16.
Mm.
All right.
With a little help.
Only one exits the building
Oh,
and
that's
walks
good.
out onto the dark and cold streets as they look on the horizon where big, giant silhouettes stand. They
Gramus
wait.
is actually gonna sit down, like cross-legged, crisscross applesauce. I'm a bit lower to the ground.
Good call. G'day, matey potato. What do they call you then?
You bounding up?
Oh, at least keep me a respectable distance.
It's hard to hear such a small voice on a heavy wind. You'll have to get closer.
Yeah, sorry, can't quite hear you there. I'm gonna come closer. All right, just relax, stay where you are. We're gonna come on up and have a nice chat.
You bound through the streets, kicking up snow. The buildings rock and sway in your presence. Many
Takes
icicles
Gramus like
fall
5
and
minutes to
shatter.
get up.
Yeah. Before you see what looks like an elderly woman. She seems to have scars racked across her face of years of hunting and surviving in such a harsh place. She looks at you and she almost looks fearless when she regards you. As she looks at your massive haunch self, you can see that she's tiny in comparison. She doesn't even come up to your knee. She's like below your knee.
Sorry, that
Helmet.
name again.
Belmet.
Bilmet?
No. Edgar. My name is Edgar. Dormant.
Edgar Dormant.
Edgar.
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 I'm sorry, the vowels and
Edgar.
consonants are very hard for me.
No, it's fine. Just call me Ed. Or Eddie.
Ed, I'll go for Eddie. Thank you. A Sledge, the Frost Giants. Nice to meet you.
How many companions have I got with me, by the way? Who came up with me?
Yeah,
I'm
who
with
came
you.
Adventure.
Gramus
All
is
right.
there.
Sure. Avalanche will walk in as well.
This
I'm still stealth behind, so I'm not there.
Well, wherever he fell, sitting, sulking,
Oh yeah, did we take Yol with us? Oh, I feel
No,
bad.
we
now.
just
with the
left him
Winter
there.
Wolves and Harshnag.
and just sitting there scratching Winterwolves, going, You will soon feast the lord of them.
As I walk by Njal on the ground, I'll give him some of my alcohol, and it's just straight alcohol from my medicine kit. He's like lying down on the ground. I'll just put it next to his face. And
You'll make things worse.
Hold giant only
in
lasts.
3, 2, 1.
Hold giant only lasts for 1 minute. So
And I saved on the second round anyway.
Oh, excellent.
Your name, giants.
So I'm just gonna snort that direct alcohol.
Wait, the Sledge and my companions, Dredger, yours, Avalanche,
Sledge.
Grimace,
Avalanche. Grimace.
Grimace, yes.
Grimace.
Look,
Ah!
and
You clap. You see buildings off in the distance
Oh,
lose
oh
the
no.
snow that's built on them. You hear many screams and cries come from within their walls. This one in front of you, though, seems unfazed and looks you in the eye.
Well, looks me in the like sagging closed eyes.
Yeah. Why are you here?
we're here to, raise a grievance with your people. Understand that you have the heart of a frost giant very near and dear to us. I can see you're an elder yourself in this village, and just as you have elders, we have elders of our own. And Garagai was one of our greatest, and yet his heart lies in your village. All we seek is to make him whole again so that we can bring him peace. And there might be more peace between our peoples.
We do not have such a thing here. Why would you think that we have this?
His beast companions told us that the small folk came and killed him and cut his heart out.
Can I get an insight? Sorry, can I? Do I believe her when she says that they're not?
Roll
Because I
insight.
did.
Roll insight.
Too trusting.
I got 23.
23. Using your bard's eye, knowing many emotions and expressions, what you understand when this woman speaks to you is that she does seem to be speaking truthfully. She doesn't seem to be harboring any deceit. You see her eyes flick back and forth as she tries to think and understand if anything of that size or that description being in a place like this. You do see that something weighs on her as she considers this, though.
But his animal companions told us that that's what happened.
Animals that speak. Do you speak of the winter wolves?
I do.
Those evil creatures have been our bane. We've almost lost a civilization here because of them. You believe them?
Well, when they are loyal companions of our druids, then yes, we do. But if Garagai's lost control of them at some stage, then maybe we can't trust them.
Are you sure that they don't want you just to destroy our village here?
That's not what we're here to do, no.
What is their true intent then? Why are they telling you these lies? I know my people well. They have no heart of your fallen comrade or landsman.
Well, what about any travelers come through? Maybe they just came by on their way to.
As you say that, you see her head go down in contemplation, and she looks up at you. Yes, there was travelers that came here. They traveled north for some reason. They said that their ship had been captured in the ice floes, and that they wanted to flee it. I have not seen them since, though.
Ship, they didn't call it the Dark Duchess, did they?
Did they bring these? And I'll just sort of hold up one of the Dark Duchess barrels just in my hand.
I have seen that, yes, before. The Dark Maiden, they did, yes, the Dark Duchess.
The Dark Duchess.
Yes. They did come through here, but we have not seen them since.
I'm not done.
So it must have been them then. It must have been them that attacked our druid.
Yes.
And then our wolf friends almost killed them in the misunderstanding. Oops.
Perhaps. Yes.
Well,
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for not destroying Dugan's Hall.
Well, it was our pleasure.
Well,
Just before we do that, Dredger lowers himself down to Egra and says,
You can see, sorry, as you lean down, the snow kicks off from your breath, and you can feel that hot breath on her face. And as it brushes the hair out of her face, and she looks at you, go ahead.
Are the strangers still here? Are they hidden? Do they trouble you still?
No, we have not seen them since. They left about a year ago and headed north. They said that they were going to free their ship from the ice floes, the Dark Duchess, and they did not say how or when, but they said that they would succeed, and they had a plan. They had a practitioner in magic with them. Perhaps no, we have not seen them. They left.
How many
Please.
were there?
5, I would say, yes. Again, now that you're in Dugan's Hold, you can see that there is scant light or warmth here. You look upon this person, and you can see actually that there are various parts of her body that have blackened and been cut off. Even her face is pocked with various black marks as well. It's clearly frostbite.
Why do you not shelter and warm yourselves?
They're trying to appease sorcery. Uriel. If we suffer her cold, perhaps she will not be so harsh. Our suffering and our pain is our sacrifice. The rest of the 10 towns, they have their various ways of doing this to try and convince Uriel that we do not need to be punished anymore. This is all that we can afford. We cannot afford not to eat. We cannot afford sacrifice. But we can afford to suffer.
Not to be presumptive, but feels like maybe you guys should just move a little further south, you know, where it's probably warmer. Cold doesn't really bother us, but find a nice beach somewhere, jungle. I don't know.
You are so lucky.
Just their like concerns about the cold are so foreign to him that he's just like
roll a history check for me.
Yeah, it's like would giants have even heard of jungles before?
Roll a history check
just
for me.
in a storybook. 16.
I hear Chilt's lovely this time of year.
So there's a reason why you brought up jungles. You can't quite place your finger on it. So what I'll do is no, actually, 16 is enough. So you know of a tale of giants traveling to a place known as Schult. Schult is a very tropical place, and they were looking for something known as the Ring of Winter. You haven't heard or seen from them since, but you know that they're out there and they're in a jungle, and this is why you brought it up. You're hoping to hear that tale eventually, but they have not returned, unfortunately. Your clan has sent them there to Schult. So, yeah. All right.
I'm in Tomb of Annihilation right now.
Yeah.
My character has that ring.
That's great.
Hell yeah. All right. All right. So it seems like we have an accord here. Is there anything else that you'd like to interact with or investigate?
We head north, I think.
All right.
Well, I'll lean down to the Edgra woman.
Edgra.
Yep. And I'll turn slightly away because I know that I'm constantly just spitting out like a little bit of mucus all the time. And I'll just sort of whisper and say, so speaking of suffering, is there any building on the edge of town that like nobody lives in that you can afford just to have kicked down just for a bit?
No, we need everything that we have to survive. Please do not destroy or steal anything.
I mean, okay, but
what if we just build him a big snowman or something? He could just take it out on that.
What are you talking about? Who is he?
By the time you get back, if you could make just like a fake house out of snow, that would be really good. It'd be a favor for us if you could do that. No pressure.
It is sure no pressure because it seems like there is pressure.
Oh, it's all right. We'll sort it out. Don't worry. Come on.
Yeah, well,
Avalanche. Let's go.
okay. Okay. I imagine that you just sort of like, not to put anything on you, but you just sort of have to like pull him along.
Yeah, just come on, buddy. Let's go.
Yep. Sorry, doll.
So north you
Literal
travel.
doll.
North we
North
travel.
you travel.
I'm
and
getting
in
to
fact,
know Corin and Cannon
yeah,
on that journey. I'm with them.
you will travel for several days at this point, surviving on the rations from the giant elk that you were fortunate enough to be gifted from the Allfather. Those supplies begin to dwindle as you approach what is known as the ice floes, and a massive expanse of what is usually known as a place of moving ice. However, with the current events of Oriel, you can see that it has frozen solid and has been replaced by black glass like ice that is now covered with thick snow.
Global
Upon the
warming is a
horizon-
lie, people.
Is
You can
this obsidian?
No, it's ice as black as night.
It's like the exact opposite of obsidian. It becomes
Yeah.
so cold that it looks like obsidian again.
Off
'Cause
in
I
the
was going-
distance.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
was
sorry.
going to ask if the rangers could still help like forage for food in this condition, even like getting like lichen off rocks and stuff, but I'm guessing
Yeah.
if it's this cold.
Yeah.
I can cast good berry. So we
Yeah.
should
Lava
be
good berry.
actually.
Good
Lava good
watermelon,
berry.
which for us is like that big.
So we should be actually alright. Ration wise.
Ranger,
Love a good berry.
best class.
I know, right?
Most overpowered.
Now, off in the distance, you can see what looks like a boat frozen in this ice. It's very large, and it's also made to match the name, Dark Duchess. It's hewn from what looks like dark wood, and upon its bow, its major form, you can see the Dark Duchess herself, holding her arms aloft.
And this is the brand of the barrels that we found, right?
Indeed, yes.
And I go flying forward.
Yeah.
Oh, not again.
Do
Do I need to do it, do it again?
You...
All right. Maybe you won't be so. Maybe I won't be so lucky with his with this saving throw. Let me find it. Here we go. All right. Hold person once more with feeling. There you go. Have a wisdom save.
14 wisdom, was it?
All right.
I needed a 14. So
Yes! You'll step
now, once
next to
again,
him
we're
and
just
says,
here for a chat. We ask for the heart. We leave.
You'll never learn, do you?
All right. So before we move on to the next leg, I've just reached out to Eddie because I need to double check how much time we have left.
Mhm.
10 minutes.
It's like 20 minutes by the
20 minutes?
clock.
I think 20 is accurate because the countdown was 10 early. The clock says, by my count, 2 hours 50. So take away the 10. Yeah, I reckon 20. I reckon we can go
20 minutes?
Yeah.
20 minutes? Okay.
Speed
All right.
run.
Speed run. We can try. What we'll do is, let me just take this moment to say that on our channel, we do some in our games and our tables, we do something called favorite moments. What favorite moments does is it helps us build a creative culture, and we cultivate that together by uplifting each other and giving each other praise for things that we did cool. So we can come back and do it again. I don't think that we're going to be able to do it on this stream. However, I would ask everyone here to jump into our Discord, and we have a section called favorite moments. And all you need to do is just type up what you appreciated from each person and just thank them for the game, which would be awesome for everyone here to do. So we will unfortunately miss out on favorite moments, and we can't sort of like show that off because it's something that we really do love at our tables. So thanks guys. If you could do that for me at the end of the session, that would be amazing. So what we will do is this, and if you want to read them, go to the favorite moments section on our Discord channel. Go to our channel and then type in exclamation on Discord to join our Discord channel. There we go. Okay, we're done. Okay. All right. The Dark Duchess. She sits encrusted in internal ice from Uriel's wrath. How would you like to approach, and what would you like to do?
Same again. Call
All
out.
right.
Tell me want to talk.
So before we, I would
How
say the
close
morning
would
of
you
that
like to
day.
get? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say of the morning of like every day, Grimace will do a little poem for everyone, just so that we get the temporary hit points back that we would have lost from our long rest.
Hell
So
yeah.
you should all still have 11 hit points.
Rock and
temporary.
roll. I love it.
I will stealth and split a bit from the group.
How close do you guys want to get?
Just so close enough so we can see anyone on the deck.
100 feet out, would you say?
Or if it's
Sure, depending on the weather.
If it's dark, or depending on the weather, if it's dark vision goes out to 60 feet,
60.
isn't it?
Yep.
I also fire a warning shot at the
So-
ship by taking the barrel that we got out of the cave and just throwing it at the
Just
the
checking.
ship.
I don't think giants have dark vision.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, bear with me.
I've got the frost giant stats. No dark vision to be seen.
Yeah, I will say that it is dim light at this point though, because it is day. So yeah, okay. All right, so you want to throw the barrel out as a warning shot?
Mm-hmm.
Make an athletics check for me.
Certainly. We should. I mean, I'm a giant. Oh, I'm also trained in athletics. I don't know when that happened. 24.
24. Hells yeah. All right. You see the barrel fly out in the direction, and as it does, it collides with the ship. A thunderous crack as the wood splinters across its bow, and you can see it echo out, kicking off even the snow wake. As that cries out, you wait. Nothing seems to happen. At least not yet.
I'll try calling out again.
Your voice booms out over the cold expanse, and again, you wait, and nothing returns.
All
Maybe
right.
no one's home.
Let's have a look for that heart then.
Can I do primeval awareness real quick?
Okay.
You say
Very,
real quick.
very cool.
I think it takes 10 minutes, but
That's okay.
we're not on the clock. So.
Yeah, we
You can, yeah, you can also,
No, it's-
yeah.
it's an
Do you want
active-
to? You can let
it's-
everyone know about that. Sir.
Yeah, for 1 minute I can just send aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead in a 1 mile radius. So I'm just gonna do that, please.
Okay.
10 minutes goes past.
As you focus
takes
in, and you enter a meditative like state, right? You're smelling the breeze. You're attuning to nature around you, and really like becoming one with the surrounding area. You do pick up undead and a dragon.
Ooh.
I knew it.
Oh no.
That makes like all we need is a dungeon now, and that would be it.
Can I try a similar thing? I've got locate creature. I want to see if there are humans. I can see if there's a human on the ship.
All right.
Not undead.
You do so. Pick
All
up
right.
no human life forms.
In the 1,000 feet nearby me.
Exactly.
All right. Good
Yeah,
to
no
know.
good.
We have some. So we have an undead crew and a dragon. I reckon.
Perhaps. Would you like to investigate?
All right. Y'all. Smash.
What? There's nothing there.
We have a Njal.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
even if we would find them, they would not be able to. I mean, we probably couldn't be diplomatic here.
Yep. All right. We make our entrance.
Right.
All
All right,
right.
let's go. I'll start on
Onwards.
my drums.
Hey, do you tell me
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
dragon there? Do I know
Now,
there's a
does it
dragon?
I have
say
a
if
horn.
does it say where you know if it's pinpointed or if it's just present?
No, it just says I can sense them, but I don't reveal the creature's location or number.
All right.
So it just sense that these are there, but I don't know where and how many.
And it could be anywhere within 6 miles, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, because it's my favorite terrain.
Right. So I go up and just rip the deck off the forecastle and see what's inside.
All right. Bear with me. I just want to send Eddie some stuff, and then we'll get kicked off. Give me 2 seconds. Thank you so much.
Cannot wait, personally.
Yeah.
Like,
how large is the ship in comparison to you giants, guys? Like, if it's
Probably, well,
Like a
Most-
rowboat kind of situation, like a tugboat.
yeah. Most of these ships are between 50 and 100 feet, and we're 50 feet, 40 feet tall.
Wait, really?
No,
What are we?
no, you're like, I think isn't it like 15 or something?
Let's have a look. I'm
15.
looking at the giant page in the monster manual. Let's see if it says anything about height.
I think
It does.
I think I looked it up, like how, because I think it was between 10 and 15 feet,
There we go.
but I'm not sure.
Just looking at the Forgotten Realms, it says like on average, like around 20 feet.
Never mind, I was closer.
So they're about. It's about 3 to 5 of us long.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly decent. So we would use it like a landing, one of those long boats.
Hmm.
That's what it would look like to us. But
I
yeah,
dig that.
but so,
Sorry, I
I'm
just need one more thing.
Regardless, I think Nyar's about to take it apart.
yeah, he rips the
Dismantle it.
deck off the forecastle.
Well, it's like model building for giants, but in reverse.
I
Well, that's
grabbed- I
the
grabbed
real joy of
The
modeling
paddle pop
is
stick boat and just
I was just sort of envisioning like a Hulk scene, like you move towards the ship and there's no slowing down of speed, you just come out the other end.
Dredge is behind with the 2 axes going. tuk, 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 tuk.
oh boy, we're in for a treat.
All right, I'm gonna put up the art for the Dark Duchess. now.
Beautiful, there it is.
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't think it's going to look like that when Nyar's done with it.
no. So the forecastle is that big bit at the front. I just decapitate it.
Hells yeah. You rip it off, and as you do, you see dark planks of wood fly off and scatter across the dark ice. You can also see filled inside is swollen and rotten the parts of the ship that have gone long untended. Running out of its form, you can see that there are several ghouls, ghasts, and undead running towards you all. Treasure also spills across the dark ice as well. Okay, let's roll for initiative.
Let's.
Jarl is
yes, yes, yes.
enraged that he will not have his vengeance, that some other force has thwarted his vengeance.
So with 10 minutes left, is this going to be a montage fight or?
We will roll for now, and then I'll call it.
Okay.
I'll try and do it best I can. So make your descriptions amazing.
Oh, just gonna be good.
Okay, this and then.
I like what Scrappy just said in chat. It's opening a tin of sardines, just
Yeah.
undead. Just holding up a old piece of wood, and you just have all the little books
Grubs.
under there.
Yeah,
I feel
grubs
like,
and-
yeah.
Because I was thinking on the trip over here, it's like, how long can humans survive just on a ship in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Setting up the awesomeness.
Anyone hasn't watched the Amazon original series, The Terror?
Oh,
Big vibes, big vibes.
I'm going to put on a song that was meant for our intro video, but we unfortunately ran out of time. So you guys are hearing it for the first time, which is super cool, and I'm very excited to play it. And I've added it to my rotation. I've added it to my rotation of my combat music as well. So please enjoy.
Nice.
All right. As the undead spill across the ice, I need initiative from everyone here.
You got it. Who do you want?
Juice,
16.
16. Grum,
9.
nice. Dredger,
10.
10. Sledge,
15.
15. Y'all,
15 with a +2 mod versus whatever.
Oh, I've got a -1, so you'll beat me.
okay, cool. I'll put you at 16 just for
Yeah,
the sake of it. Avalanche,
17. I'm always
17.
going first. This is incredible.
All right. Let's do this. Now, what we're going to do is everyone here on the ice, just they're surrounding you at this point. And they're trying to crawl up on your forms like fire ants or ants. So Avalanche, you're up first. You can see their gnashing teeth and slobber all over the place. You can see most of them have sailor's attire as well.
Yep. I am going to try and shatter the ice beneath us so
Hells
that
yeah.
we can hopefully just tip these things into the water, and from being presumably freeze-dried this entire year, hopefully they will just sink into the water with no buoyancy, even though
Right.
they are undead.
Make an
And-
athletics check.
Well, how I was planning on doing that actually was by casting the spell Thunderwave and releasing
Hells yeah. Get it.
releasing the
Boom.
loudest sneeze that has been heard in the material realm since
Hells yeah.
creation.
Go
You've
ahead.
been sitting on that for 3 hours. I know it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's max damage on the
Hells
Thunderwave.
yeah.
So
Oh man.
All right. It
Imagine
is.
it's only
Ear
12 thunder
shattering.
damage though.
This sneeze cracks all around. It's what you would imagine a god sneeze would be. The ice below you starts to crack, and as it does, water starts to plume, and you guys are all on your own separate icebergs at this point. Several ghouls fall in and try to climb up, but they're unable to. Go ahead. You're up next, Juice.
Yes. Once that happens, I look over to Avalanche and I just let out a grunt and say, Gesundheit. And then what I will do for most of the fight, because I imagine we speed it up, right? Are we just doing a little overview of the fight, or are we actually taking the proper turn?
Good turn.
Be as cinematic as possible is what I'll say.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kneel down.
Yeah.
And what I will focus on is that I will try to shoot every undead off of the other giants. So
Hells
I
yeah.
imagine that they try to climb up and just try to reach, and I will just try to focus on the undead that are climbing on the the persons, to just shoot them off of their bodies so they can focus on actually trying to deal the damage. So I would just do that.
Hells yeah.
And
you definitely just start shattering and shooting them off with your crossbow, and it is a spectacle to be seen. It's amazing. Next up we have Njal.
Njal just so angry that he doesn't get to actually get vengeance. He is just going to draw deep on his internal strength and flurry of blows every round for the
Hells
next,
yeah.
and just smash. He's basically going to climb into the forecastle
Yeah.
of the boat, and he's just smashing ants
Hells
with
yeah.
his huge stony knuckles. Just bang,
What's
bang.
amazing is
bang.
that these creatures are exploding with each impact. Body parts fly all over the place. It's then that you
That's
see
4
an ice
attacks
troll
around.
climb up on the deck, it reel back its head, rolls its shoulders, and roars at you and starts to run towards you to challenge you. We see an epic embrace, and then you definitely, with your martial skills, kill it in spectacular cinematic experience. Hell yeah.
Okay, knowing that that's a troll, then it will regenerate. I'm just going to stick it like a receipt on top of the mast.
Yeah, and it tries to work itself up the mast, but it's unable to. All right, next up,
Like a receipt, just bing, order up.
Sledge, you're up.
Sledge. All right. The card stacked against me, so I think it's time to rip off my ice giant furs and leathers and reveal the rough-hewn chain shirt underneath. And with a
Yeah.
mighty prayer to Surtur, god of the fire giants, I reveal myself to be a forge cleric as I turn the undead away from me.
Hells yeah. You see a wave of
twist.
explosions as they ripple out across the dark ice. Even the ones that are climbing up on top of you are exploding in spectacular, again, I forget the word, awesomeness. And then your chainmail is warm and hot to the touch, as if it was just brought off the forge. You stand proud amongst your frost giant brethren, and they all regard you however they may. Awesome. Okay. Next up, we have all the ghouls who continue to try and swarm you like an anthill. They try to climb up on top of you and start to rip at various parts of you, casting it off. But they're for giants, they're no match. Dredger, you're up.
Dredger is going to rage, so he roars to the sky and attacks with both giant hand axes, taking out the nearest of the swarm.
Hells yeah.
So we've got 23 on one and 22 on the other.
Oh, they hit, and it's very much like the first scene with Sauron, with the mace. They're just flying all over the place at this point, cut in twain. It's very impressive. All right.
You want rolls, or we're happy with?
No, we're going cinematics. Grum, you're up.
So Grimace will just spend the time like cheering on his allies, giving inspiration where he can. He's like, Sledge, I support your religious expression. I think that's really great. And also like with these things just swarming up him, he just kind of like does a little shimmy to like try and shake him off. And he's got his club as well. And he's just kind of having a great time. It's like a party. Just
rock and roll. The beatings of Grimace's drums are not the only things you hear. You look to the skies and you hear the beating of heavy wings. An ancient frost dragon sails towards you. As you look upon its form, you can see that it's wearing a saddle. What looks like a rider is swaying around randomly with each movement of this creature. Around its neck, you see something that's glowing as cold as night. It kicks off this ethereal sort of frozen blue hue. A heart, the heart of Grigori, around the neck of Avartris. If you don't know who that is, it is the big bad, the big bad of this area for dragons, and that is where we will leave this session.
Hey!
No!
The dragon is on the overlay now. If you want to have a look, and I think I butchered the name, unfortunately. But I will.
I like Aveatris.
Aveatris.
Aveatris is how I butcher it.
I will butcher it in tandem with you. Aveatris. Yeah, but this dragon is no jerk, and I was hoping we were going to get to it, but we didn't. But that is okay because we still had an epic cliffhanger. Perhaps we will finish this one day. But I want to thank everyone here for coming and joining me and playing Dungeons and Dragons. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope everyone out there is enjoying GaryCon as much as we are. Guys, let's do a sign off in epic proportions. Really channel that giant energy if you can, starting with Sledge.
Oh, yeah, I've been sitting on that for a while.
All right, where can we find you? Tell us.
I'm sorry. I thought we were just making giant sounds, and I had a great time. I was Jackson. I work for Campaign Coins. We make real metal, and we stream a bit as well.
Rock and roll. I know I'll be watching in as much as I can. All right, moving on. He's Dredger, and yes, you know what? Give it the best giant roar if you can, because I'm going to do mine at the end too. Actually, we should all do it together.
My wife and son are asleep, so
okay.
I really can't. But just pretend. Marcel Marceau's tribute to Dredger.
Yeah. All right. Heath, where can we find you?
You can find me at the Antipode in D20. Look for the symbol, and it's all things gaming.
Rock and roll, rock and roll. Next up, Yana Shalala.
Heck yeah! Oh my god, it was so fun. Okay, I'm an artist, and you can find me usually right there on Twitch 5 times a week, or on Instagram sometimes if I don't forget it. I do art stuff. I do normal art stuff and D&D art stuff and all the things. And
hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, next up, Callum.
Yeah.
Gesundheit.
Yes, I'm Callum. I occasionally make an appearance in Dreaded GM's stream games, usually event streams like this, and I also draw. You can find me on Dapperbore for Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and so far I've drawn like one thing every week for this year, which for me is consistency. That's
little
never
curled up
happened
red
before.
dragon is awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
where's the thing? Dapperball. There we go.
All right, Niall Grant, where can we find you?
You can't. I lurk. I hide. I don't have a stream or anything like that. I'm building my YouTube channel, and once I have enough content to go forward, I shall. But at this point, you'll just see me hanging around other people's sites going, yay, that's cool. As far as the angered rage of Niall,
yeah.
We will watch your career with great interest.
Yeah. And last but definitely not least, Luna.
Hello, yes, I've been Luna. I go by Lou Boffin everywhere on the internet, mostly on Twitter and YouTube. I'm also here on Twitch though. It's a different handle, so I put it in chat. It's Jared and Luna. Try and stream twice a week with my husband. Yeah, that's it. It's been so much fun. I've had the best time.
All right, and I'm Josh, the Dread GM. You can find me on Dread GM pretty much everywhere. Please come and follow along as we play our other campaigns. We would love to have you along. I'm sorry that we didn't get to finish the one shot, but that's okay because it was still epic. Now, I want to, again, just get one more giant growl or roar if you can for GaryCon, and then we will sign out. All right.
Remember to go to Discord for favorite moments.
Yes, please go to Discord for favorite moments where we discuss what we loved about the game.
What am I looking for on Discord?
There's a section called favorite moments where we will praise each other on the events that we've done tonight.
It's on the Dreaded GM Discord.
Hells yeah. All right, let's get one more giant roar for GaryCon and then we're out. Thank you so much, GaryCon 2021.
Hello, I'm Benwin Bronzebottom, celebrity dwarf and video game enthusiast, and this is my sidekick, Crowy.
Hello.
Quiet, you. I'm here to tell everyone about Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. It's a Dungeons & Dragons-based strategy game from Codename Entertainment.
It's a management game with an emphasis on formation strategy, where you assemble parties of legendary heroes and send them on adventures through the Forgotten Realms.
Heroes? Crowy, don't you mean champions?
Players unlock legendary champions of the Forgotten Realms, like Dritz Duerden and the Companions of the Hall, Farida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels saga, and many more. Assemble the best adventuring party possible based on your formation options, champion abilities, and the obstacles and enemies you face.
Or just smash your mouse button repeatedly like I do and hope for the best.
Each champion has an incredible array of skills and items to let you customize your style and play even further.
Farther. Farther means more distant, further is figurative.
Well, I meant more distant, but figuratively.
That's further.
Well, customize your style even further, because Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is available on all your favorite gaming platforms. Steam for PC and Mac, Web, Epic Game Store, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, iOS tablets, and Android devices.
Well, let me know when it comes to the BlackBerry. I'm not giving up that phone. It's the only keyboard I can use.
I hear it's coming to the smart fridge next spring.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jason Charles Miller, and today I'm going to be your musical intermission or interlude, if you were. Anyway, I'm going to play some songs that are sort of gaming inspired in between games here. And this is one that I wrote with my friend Amy Vorpal for the show Foreververse, right after we had played a game of 7th Sea. This is called In This Town. In this town, they don't know your name. No one cares, you gotta make your own way. After every word that you say in this town. In this town, people pass you by. They look at the ground before they look you in the eye. You can't tell the truth from a lie in this town. In this town, you learn how to make it alone. town, they'll feed on your fear. Show them you're weak and you'll just disappear. Your soul becomes a cheap souvenir in this town. In this town, can't get out of back door. Nothing's enough, they'll just keep taking more. You're not the only one keeping score in this town. In this town, you learn how to make it alone. In this town, you forget how it feels to belong. In this town, you be at the end of the road. In this town, they'll never let you go. Fishes walk out by the sea. Church is over there. The market's in the middle. But my place in this town might always be nowhere. In this town, you learn how to make it alone. In this town, you forget how it feels to belong. In this town, you meet the end of the road. In this town, they'll never let you go. Yeah, cool. For this next one, I thought I'd play one. This is on my album Uncountry, and the song is inspired kind of equally by the Gold Rush of 1849 and the Fellowship of the Ring, when our heroes go to the Old Forest and have to battle the tree. This is called The River.